What is up, everybody? Welcome to World's Biggest Collectors, episode 23, the show where we bring on the biggest physical media collectors in the YouTube and social media spaces. And I have with me tonight an incredible collector. He has amassed such an awesome collection of just boutique labels and Blu-rays, just so much in this guy's collection. He's very new to YouTube, has a brand new channel where he shows off his collection and does all kinds of awesome physical media content over there. And his name is Alan, right? From Pop's Movie Dungeon. Welcome, sir. How are you doing tonight?
I appreciate it. Ken, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm excited to have you on, man. And you know,
man, this is awesome.
Yeah, one thing that I want to call out right now is I don't know, we were talking about this earlier, but I don't think that you're quite at 200 subscribers yet, but you're almost there.
I'm close. Correct? I think I'm at 193, I think, last time I looked, which is probably 5 minutes ago.
Let's start off this show with a bang, and all of Alan's links are down below in the description. Pop's Movie Dungeon, hit the links and subscribe to his channel. Let's get him to 200 subscribers within, like, I don't know, the first 10 minutes of this show. That would be nice. That would be cool. But yeah, man, it's awesome to have you here. I just discovered you on YouTube probably, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago. Maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago. I think you were messaging me and stuff, and I might have already subscribed to you, but I don't know. So there's so many people on the YouTube or whatever, but I found your video, clicked on it, and your room tour that you did was very impressive. And I was like, damn, this guy has an awesome collection. You can see you have all some awesome Star Wars posters back there. The Empire Strikes Back, which is my favorite movie. I actually have a little poster back there myself.
I'll see it by there.
Somewhere, the little one that's on top of the Friday the 13th one. I don't know. I have to organize this a little better. I'm all like pulled out from my wall now, and things are different. Things are changing around here with the world's biggest collectors and my YouTube channel and stuff. But I'm going to give you a second, Alan, just to kind of promote yourself and your channel, to let everybody know what you're all about over there at Pop's Movie Dungeon. The floor is yours, sir.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Alan. My channel's name is Pop's Movie Dungeon. I do boutique label stuff, pretty much anything movies here. I do some unboxings. I do movie reviews, just getting started. This has been a lot of fun. This is way out of my comfort zone, something I've always wanted to do, and I've had some great support so far. Ken's been great. There's a lot of people out there in the community been very welcoming. So I'm just excited to be on Ken's show, and this is a very surreal experience for me. So you guys, support the channel, and I'll keep learning as we go.
There you go, man. We've all been there, man. All at the beginning of the journey, and this is way out of my comfort zone too. Still, like I still get nerves and stuff every time I go live, but I love doing this stuff, and I love everybody that comes out to support. We got 45 people in the chat right now watching us, guys. You got everybody in the chat that we're going to call out here in a second. But if y'all can, please like this video. Also, hit all those links down below. Subscribe to Pop's Movie Dungeon and all that good stuff. But let's get into this chat. We got 4KD Ray, the battle master himself here. And you made quite a name for yourself in that first battle that you did with Downton Movie.
Yeah, for sure. I was going into that just afraid I was going to get just embarrassed. And the fact that I was able to, at least keep it close. Oh, yeah. I was pretty pleased with that.
And, I think a lot of people would call that the match of the tournament so far.
Man, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I would do it again in a second.
Yep. So. Yep. So 4KD Ray, yep, can't wait. Movie Buff says, do you like Hot Fuzz? That's the first question. He is assaulting us with questions right now. Are you a fan of Hot Fuzz?
I am. I actually, over the last year, I've watched all 3 of those movies. What is it? Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and what's the other one?
World's End. That's the only one I haven't seen. That's the only one I haven't seen.
I actually did a marathon one weekend during the pandemic. That's the first time I'd seen Shaun of the Dead, but I hadn't seen the other 2. I like them all. They're good.
I saw Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz when they came out, and I haven't seen them since. But I have steelbooks for both of them.
Yeah.
Best 1910s movie says Lord. Movie Buff. He's always asking the oldies questions. I haven't gotten back to the 1910s. Have you seen any 1910s film?
I don't think so. I've seen like what is it? M for Murder. My son made me watch a bunch of this old stuff in the past,
Yeah.
And what's the one that's like the first sci-fi movie they say? What's that one called?
That's Metropolis.
Metropolis.
I think.
I've seen
that was in the 20s. That was in the 20s, which is his
Okay.
next question. The 20s. So you have seen Metropolis in the 20s.
I have seen that. Me and my oldest son, we tried to go through the top 100 movies on Amazon. I mean, on IMDb. And it took me back to some of those old movies, and I tried to watch some of them. And
well, that's awesome that y'all can have that bonding experience. I can only hope that my son can turn into a movie fan someday and want to watch movies with me instead of just playing Fortnite every night. But I did get him to watch Terminator 2 a couple of weeks ago. And I was pretty proud of that because he really liked the movie.
Hopefully not on 4K.
No, we didn't watch it on 4K. We actually watched it on Netflix up in his room on a 32-inch TV, which is probably the worst way to watch Terminator 2. But you know what? I watched it when I was a kid, probably on like a 19-inch freaking box TV with static and everything.
Right.
And I love the movie, so everybody's just spoiled now. Movie Buff said best 30s movie, Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz pops in my head.
I'll also shout out Fritz Lang's M, who is the same director that directed Metropolis. I watched that for the first time last year. I thought that movie was incredible. It's about like a child serial killer, and just the fact that movie was made. It's like a Fincher film in 1931. It was just crazy to me. But yeah, that's a really good movie. Best 40s movie. Best 40s movie.
When he gets up around the 60s and 70s, I can start answering these questions.
I'm trying. I
haven't seen a lot of movies from the 40s. I don't think.
Yeah, I know for a fact I watched like at least 15 movies from the 30s last year, but I'm blanking on 40s right now. Casablanca. I don't know. I think that was in 42. Also, Citizen Kane. I'll say Citizen Kane.
I've seen Citizen Kane.
That's a no-brainer. That's like what many people would call the greatest movie of all time. All right, so thanks for all those questions, Movie Buff. This isn't Ask Us Anything, so you guys can start firing away your questions in the chat. You know, we're going to go for probably around, an hour and a half to 2 hour mark. So
Double Indemnity. I've seen that in the 40s.
Was that is that Hitchcock?
No, I don't think so.
Who directed that one? I don't know why I was thinking Hitchcock, but for some reason I popped in my head. Mr. Nichols is here. What's up, Mr. Nichols? He says, yo. 4KD Ray says, Mr. Nichols said, wait, I'm not a mod here. I don't know how to make you a mod right now on the stream the StreamYards 4KD Ray, but maybe. I don't really do a lot of mods. I don't know why. Maybe I need to. 4KD Ray says same thing. Tim's Talkies is in the house. Hey everyone, another night. Another great stream. Yes, I'm happy that everybody could be here, fresh off the epic battle from last night. I don't know if I want to spoil what happened just yet. If anybody hasn't seen it, definitely go check out the replay. But I'll just say that I had a good time. Movie Buff says, will From Dusk Till Dawn get a 4K? It's supposed to be getting one this year.
Yeah, I think it's
supposed to be getting one this year. 4KD Ray says, hey, Tim. Chandler says, hi, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? 4KD Ray says, hey, Chandler. What is the oldest movie in your collection? What is the oldest movie? Oh, I have a movie called Wings, which is the first Oscar winner. And I bought that earlier this year because it was like $8 on Amazon. And it was like Oscar season. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get the first Oscar winner. And I bought it. So that's from 1928. I think that's the oldest movie in my collection. And I do want to call out, and I haven't called it out yet, but I am wearing a button-up shirt tonight. I don't know if my friend from last week that said we all dress like we're 12 years old on here is here tonight, but I did dress for the occasion, dress to impress with this nice button-up shirt. So hopefully he's in here tonight to notice.
I'm probably going to have to go with maybe the Django movie. I don't have a lot of old classics in my collection.
Yeah, Django from, what is that, 68?
Yeah.
66 maybe? Chandler's in the chat. What's up? Tim Talkie says, 4K Day Ray, looking forward to Thursday's battles. Not quite sure who the favorites are for each battle. Well, this Thursday you got Down a Movie going against Mr. Nichols, and you got Martinez Joe going up against Absolute Sublime. So those are going to be incredible matches. I don't even know if I could pick a favorite for the four of those. My Killer Podcast says, hey everyone, how are we doing? What is up, My Killer Podcast? Dell on Movies, what's up, Ken and everybody here? Movies with Brian, this should be a good one. Turner Fan 77 says, what's up, everyone? 4KD Ray saying hey to everybody. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe's in the house. What's up, Huck? He says, hey gang, it's great to see all your smiling logos again. There you go. Bruce Leroy's here. Movies with Ryan, My Killer Podcast. Everybody saying hi to each other. Hey, Huck. Oh, I skipped ahead. There's a lot of people in here tonight. We got 60 people in here right now.
Oh, wow.
Thank you all for being here. Let's see. Tim Toxaki says, hey, Huck, I watched on my TV, so forgot to comment, but the new mashup you posted was awesome. Got a pretty good laugh out of it. Yeah, go check out Huck's mashups that he does. They're pretty awesome. Let's see. Married with Media says, you guys are in for a treat tonight. I don't know what she means by that, but sure. You're always in for a treat. Jeffrey Thompson says, can't wait. What's up, Jeffrey? Let's see. Haha, thanks, Tim. If you want to see Star Wars mashed up at Gilligan's Island, please stop by the channel after Ken's show tonight. Yeah, there you go. Check that out. I'm sure it's awesome. Just watch Pop's movie room tour again. Insane, says Jeffrey. It is insane. It's definitely insane.
I appreciate it.
Chandler says, how long have you been collecting and what made you get into collecting? It's a good question. That's a good question because you have an interesting story. You just started collecting last year, correct? Am I right?
No. Well, I started getting real serious with the boutique labels last year, but I've been collecting movies since the VHS days. I mean, I just turned 50.
There you go.
And I started collecting. We got our first VCR probably in '85, and back then VCR tapes you couldn't really afford to buy them; you had to just rent them. But I would say probably maybe the '90s, early '90s, I started getting into VHS. And I know when I got my first DVD player, I sold like all my VHS tapes to a friend of mine for like $200, and I think I bought 5 DVDs. I remember my first DVD was Scream. And
how much were the DVDs back then? I don't remember. I think my
I don't
parents
remember.
Probably bought them back then. They were about 20, 25.
20,
right?
25, something like that. But I went crazy for DVDs when they came out, and I started collecting those like crazy. And of course, you go to the Blu-rays, and now I'm trying to go to the 4Ks, and it's
weird to think about because like when I started collecting DVDs, I felt like I had a lot, but I only had like maybe 300 to 400 back in the day. I've never had as big of a collection as I have right now. And it's probably just because I have more money now than I did when I was a teenager. And also I feel like you can find stuff for a lot cheaper nowadays too. So it's easier to amass a collection. My collecting got real
expensive last year when I started getting into these boutique labels.
If you collect like you do, man, you go into some serious debt.
I just finished getting all the Scream Factory collector's editions with slipcovers. And anybody that's tried to get some of them slipcovers, they've been around since 2012. I didn't start collecting those until first of last year. And so many of those older titles, the collector's edition slipcovers were out of print. And, some of those you had to like track down on eBay and they're just crazy prices. But over the last year, I managed to finally complete that collection. And I'm just getting them as they come out.
When I watched your video, I remember thinking you kept going and everything, and you had such an impressive like Vinegar Syndrome collection, which I haven't even gotten into really collecting for. And now I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, where's the Screams? Where's the Scream Factories? Did he forget about those? And then all of a sudden you pan over to this freaking shelf with like full-on slipcovers for every Scream Factory title. I'm like, oh my God.
That was a challenge for sure.
That's fantastic. But yeah, man, that's really cool and awesome. I would love a complete Scream Factory collection with the slipcovers. I'm not even going to ask you like how much that ran you, but I'm sure it was.
I'd rather you did it because my wife was watching in the other room.
Yeah,
so
I know all about that. Trust me, trust me. Let's see. PR Puerto Rico Movie Wax says, "What up? What's up, man? How you doing tonight?" Hello, Mary with Media. Tim Toxaki says, haha, you actually brought out the button down like you mentioned last week. Of course I did, man. I deliver. JRP says, sup, everyone. What's up, JR?
What's up,
Shane Mumau says, what's up, guys? What is up, Shane? How you doing tonight? Tony Movie Chappie has a good question. Thoughts on the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, the trailer that interrupted our battle last night. That just set the internet on fire. So many reactions all down my feed. Even like food channels were reacting to the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. It was crazy. Did you watch it?
I did. I've watched it about 4 times now.
What did you think of it?
I was very excited about it. And of course, the big reveal at the end, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hadn't seen it yet, but the villain at the end that it shows, I was pretty excited about that.
It was all over the place. I don't think you could spoil it. It's
Well, I know there's some people that try to stay away from the trailers to avoid spoilers. I try to, but it's gonna be hard to do that between now and the time it comes out.
I will say this: I liked the trailer. I did like the trailer, but the story setup seemed a little too goofy to me.
Yeah.
Just how they obviously everybody knows it's going to be like a Spider-Verse kind of situation, but how the Spider-Verse comes about, it seemed very goofy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope the tone of the movie is not like that. But yeah, I like the trailer. Of course, I'm always excited for Spider-Man. I'm always excited for Spider-Man. I hope Toby comes back. TonerFan77 says, I keep debating on the Arrow video release of Dune. Should I or shouldn't? Well, I'm hoping to get that in this week. So I did. But did you order that one, Pops?
No, I'm trying to get more of the Arrow video limited edition sets, and I was going to get it for that reason. But Dune is a movie that back in the day when it first came out, I never watched. It just never grabbed me, and so I've never seen that movie. And I've heard that it's just really, I've heard bad things about the movie itself.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get it because it's an Arrow limited edition, but
it's a nice ass set. I read Dune in my early 20s. It's a crazy book. I don't even know how you begin to adapt it. So I believe in Denis Villeneuve. Yeah, it's a nice set. So I was too tempted by the artwork and everything. And yeah, I've never seen the movie. So there you go.
And I just pre-ordered a lot of stuff from Best Buy. I had like 3 or 4 steelbooks from Best Buy. What's the one? Carlito's Way.
Yeah, and, I gotta order that American Psycho. Did you get that one already?
Last night. Yeah, I did it last night.
Yeah,
had to grab it. You know, it's gonna go pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm trying to pre-order more stuff, and I got my Halloween 4Ks locked in.
Yeah, I got those.
So those
I just
are coming.
got just the disc itself. I didn't get the LPs and the pins. I just got the 5 movies, and I got the Halloween
that's all I
box set over there, the rare one.
Yeah, but, I thought about the vinyls, but I was like, I don't really play vinyls, so I mean, like, what do I need those?
Yeah, that's
for?
me. I didn't have a reason to get those.
And you know, if I ever do get into vinyl, I can probably maybe not get those editions, but there's other editions of the Halloween movies on vinyl.
Right.
So yeah, and I pre-ordered the Columbia Classic set too. I'm excited for that. I'm really just excited to watch Taxi Driver in 4K, but I'm sure there's some other movies in there I haven't seen. So let's see. My Killer Podcast says, hello, Pop. Said, Ken with the button up. So proud. Looking good, bud. Can't wait to watch. Well, there you go, Matthew. There you go. I did it for you. He's been asking for that button up all week. Hux Pop Culture Cafe says, wow, love the slick new graphics, Ken. Yeah, if you want to call them that. They're all right. PR Puerto Rico Movie Wax says, hi, Pops Movie Dungeon.
Hey,
Mary Media, 4K, D-Ray. Everybody's still saying hi to each other. Chase Wilson. I'm still at the very beginning of the episode. So everybody's saying subscribed. Joe Wagner says subscribe just the other day to Pop's channel. Awesome. Hello Basement Blues. Pops is top. Super good guy. Says movie with Ron. Also has a YouTube channel itself. Definitely go check him out. Let's see. Your lighting is crisp AF, Pops Movie Dungeon. It is.
I appreciate that.
I felt like I had to step my game up tonight and wear a nice shirt. His setup's so nice. Let's see. Dude, it's no joke how much you need to reach out of a comfort zone for YouTube. You really need to put yourself out there, and props to everyone that does.
That is a true statement.
Yeah, man. It sounds very cliche, but the best thing to do is just be yourself, because that's the only person you can be. So
and don't try to be anybody else. Personally, I'm the guy that would like find a reason to skip class if I had to do an oral book report. I hated public speaking, so this is, if you really knew me personally, this is way out of my comfort zone.
Oh,
but, it's amazing how much more natural it's kind of coming, you know.
Yeah, I'm way introverted. This has helped me a lot, though. I feel like just in my everyday life, like talking to people at work and just
absolutely
at the store and stuff like that, just random people. I feel like I'm more open to talking to people than I was like a year and a half ago. So YouTube's good for something. It's good for something.
There you go.
Let's see. Stranger Boy's in the house says hello. Mid-level, that background is looking good. Thank you, JRP. I like the T-shirt, Pops Movie Dungeon. I know I do like that T-shirt. I didn't even realize it was a Jaws T-shirt till just now. Susan Red says, hi, Ken. Hi, Pops Movies. Hi, My Killer Podcast. Anthony Bistrati said, just popped in to say hi. Going to watch The Wolverine for the first time tonight. The Wolverine is okay. I think our stream's going to be better, though, Anthony, so I think you should stay. Maybe if you said Logan. But Stranger Boy 101 says, favorite breakfast. Favorite breakfast? That's a good question. You want to answer that?
Breakfast is about the best meal of the day anyway. So, I mean, just classic bacon, eggs, grits, sausage, pancakes. You can't go wrong with that. But
Sounds good to me.
if I'm going out somewhere, definitely just a McDonald's breakfast is always good. I usually don't eat breakfast anyway, but when I do, that's usually where I go to.
Hold on a second. I want to bring something up real quick before we go any further. I'm going to bring up your YouTube channel.
Okay.
If I could pull this off. I haven't done this in a while. Boom. You were at 207 right now. I don't know if you can see that. 207. Nice. So thank you all for subscribing to Pop's Movie Dungeon. Let's get into some more subscribers. So head on over there, guys. You have a great collection. So if y'all like Scream Factory and boutique labels, he's definitely the one to subscribe to. So
I appreciate it, guys.
Let's see. Where am I at? I lost myself. I knew I was going to do it. Favorite Blu-ray collection box set that you own? It's a good one.
That's a tough question. I would say right now it's probably going to be that Friday the 13th set from Scream Factory.
Yeah, for me it's a toss-up between that and the Columbia Classics Volume 1 sets.
I never grabbed that. I still need to get that.
It's not even the movies. It's just such a nice box set. It's like all leather bound, and you open it up and they all have their individual slip covers, and it has like a huge book like right in the middle, just the way it's packaged.
I'm actually going to change my answer. It's probably that Clint Eastwood box set that I got.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite one. I mean,
there's 30 movies in that thing.
There's 68 movies in that thing.
Can I ask you, how pissed off or did it make you that Clint Eastwood's making another movie?
I don't want to be a bad sport. I thought I should have won that point. If you go back and watch the video, right before I cut my camera off, you'll see me smile because I was hoping for a box set question so I could pull Clint. And so I thought that was a guaranteed 2-0 start because I won the first point.
Did you lose that round?
Yeah. Yeah, Clint Eastwood only got 15 votes.
Yeah, I thought you should have won that one for sure.
But I mean, it was a great battle, man. I have no complaints.
That was a nice ape set, but like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, no doubt. I'd love to have that. I've never seen that set before.
Yeah, that was a good one. Never seen your set before either, though. Jason Hill here said, what up, y'all? What's up, Jason Hill? How you doing, man? Jason. Mike Clayton said, picked up 10 DC animated movies from Goodwill today for $20. Awesome. Was it on DVD, Blu-ray? What were they on? Matthew Olivari says, you guys going to pick up The Outsiders in 4K? Set and features look great. Definitely, because I've never seen it. So I love blind buying the new 4Ks, like just movies I've never seen. The Outsiders? No, I've never seen it.
That's a classic, man.
No, like I blind buy all the time. I love doing it, especially with these 4K remasters. Thoughts on Jaws? One of the greatest movies ever made. It's in my top five.
Between that and Rocky, it's the best movie ever made.
Yeah,
but Jaws is probably my number one. Jaws is probably my number one.
Rocky's damn good too.
Yeah.
That needs a 4K. Least favorite horror remake, mine is Carrie 2013. There's worse than Carrie. Mine's by far Rob Zombie's Halloween. I hate that movie. It's the only movie I hate. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake was shit too. And
yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my mind was Nightmare on Elm Street. That was a pretty rough remake.
Poltergeist, the remake wasn't great either. It was pretty.
If it was called something else besides Poltergeist, I would have liked it. But the fact that they tried to remake the original Poltergeist, that shouldn't be touched. And that movie's a classic to me.
You're right about that. Bruce Leroy says, what releases are you looking forward to the most? Right now, at the top of my head, definitely the Halloween 4Ks. Definitely The Thing. That's closer on the radar right now. Misery. Those are all ones I'm really looking forward to. How about you?
Yeah, the Silence of the Lambs 4K. And I seen that you just put out there today that the Green Mile's getting a 4K.
Yep, that's the latest rumor from old Geek Gab.
That is high on my list. So I'm real excited about that.
Where do you stand on that? Do you like the Green Mile better than Shawshank?
Man, you can't ask me that.
That's tough.
Those two movies are way up there for me, so it's hard to say.
I haven't seen Shawshank.
I would probably say that Green Mile's probably just a scotch better. I mean, it's right there.
It's tough for me to say because I haven't seen Shawshank in probably 10 years, and I just watched The Green Mile, and I thought it was a masterpiece. Like, I gave that movie like a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it.
The fact we're getting both those on 4K coming up, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and we're guaranteed to get Shawshank. I think that's in September, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Side Hustle Cinema said, hey, everybody, what's going on? What's up, Side Hustle? Hey, man, how you doing tonight? Go check out Side Hustle on his channel. He's been killing it with the content. He's been doing like 4 or 5 videos a week. He's doing great.
That's my daughter there.
Chastity Plaster said, looks cool, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my kids there.
We got the reason that Pop's name is Pops. His daughter's here. Culture Trini's in the house. What's up, Culture Trini? What's up, good people? ADTR Breakdown. How's it going? What's up, man? How are you doing tonight, man? I know you got some cool Blu-ray content on your channel. I think he does hunts every week. Awesome stuff, man. Secular Monk says best Star Wars character.
Man, somebody been put on the spot here. It's gotta be Yoda. I mean, all around. I mean, he's probably my go-to.
I do love Yoda. I don't know. For me, because if we're going with the character, you said best. You didn't say favorite. My favorite's Luke Skywalker. Probably always will be. Best character, just the fact that he has such a full and complete arc through like 6 movies. I guess Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader. It's probably. I mean, most of the movies are based around him. Maybe. I know most everybody would say Han Solo though.
That's a hard question for me because I got so many of them. So
it's tough. Jeff hasn't said, I'm tired of all these new movies being delayed. If they were just released on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K earlier than expected, I'd buy them right away, even though there's a chance I might not like the movie. I know, man. I think Venom got delayed or something. To 2022, I think is probably what he's talking about. Hi, I'm new, says I like money. Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you being here. I like money. I like money too. Jeffrey Thompson said, what is your favorite Clint Eastwood movie in your collection and why? That's a good question. It's a good question.
Oh,
you got to go from that box set. I know you're a big Clint fan.
I would probably say the first Dirty Harry movie, because that's the one I used to watch the most with my dad back in the day. And just the Dirty Harry series in general, those series of movies are probably my favorite overall. I mean, he's got a bunch more that I like, whatever. But I would say that if I'm going to sit down and watch a Clint movie, those are the first ones I'm probably going to. I love the Dirty Harry series.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton of Clint Eastwood starring movies. I've seen quite a few of his directed movies, but I have to go with probably one of the best combinations of the two, and that's Gran Torino. So I do love Gran Torino. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
$1 Million Baby is really great too, though. Jeffrey Thompson says, what is your favorite Clint Eastwood movie? I already asked that. Why do I do that? Joe Wagner says, Alan, did you win the lottery? Watched your room tour video. Wow. Awesome. You might have. Gus Gus says, evening, everyone. Hello, Ken and Pops Movies. What's up, Gus? How are you doing, man?
Hi, Gus.
Favorite boutique labels comes from Movies with Ryan. I feel like I know your answer.
Yeah, it's definitely Scream Factor.
Yeah,
I mean, I got the most from them than any of the other ones. I would
That's
say
the one you
probably
kind of
Scream
zeroed
Factory,
in on.
but there's some great ones out there. Arrow's amazing.
What made you want to focus in on like just one specific label? Was it just like the completionist in you that wanted to do that?
Well, when I first started kind of looking around back when beginning of last year, I ran across this channel. You guys probably hear me talk about him in my videos. A guy named Johnny Walker. And he was talking about this company, Scream Factory. I actually had some Scream Factory titles and didn't even know it. And he kind of did his first 10, his second 10, his third 10, going through his whole collection. And I was like, man, I started like that kind of digging into it. And I ended up messaging him and asking him about, this title, this release. And I started finding out, that they got some great releases, some great special features. Yeah. And I would say that the special features is what really drew me towards this company. And once I started getting them and started watching them and started enjoying the special features as much as the movie, I kind of went crazy after that.
I do see Scream Factory as kind of the gateway drug into the boutique labels, because after you get into them, then you start noticing Arrow and Criterion and Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and all these other labels that are doing awesome work. And I found my first 2 Scream Factory titles in Walmart. Both had the slipcovers. I found Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Misery with slipcovers just on the shelf at Walmart.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I kind of learned about them, is just getting them from then. And I didn't really know what they were either. I just knew they had awesome artwork on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Mine would probably be At the Moment, just because I feel like they're doing the best work, especially in 4K transfers, is probably Arrow Video.
Yeah.
And I just love all the work they do in their big hard box sets that they do, and I just think they do excellent work on special features and all that stuff. Let's see, but Scream Factory is probably a close second. I love them too. Craig Thompson says, any more news on T2 reissue? None yet, other than it's supposed to come this year. So I don't know. Shane Amal says, best 40s movie, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a good one, too.
Yeah.
I Like Money says, are you horror fans? Hell yeah, we are. Got a complete Scream Factory collection over there. Horror is my favorite genre by far. The only one that comes close is comedy, and they don't make good comedies anymore, so it's pretty easy to say horror. Ken smile after a victory last night. Priceless. Oh, no, you spoiled it. But yes, I did win last night, and that was very stressful, but also very, very joyous as well. I was very happy about that victory. And Basement Blues, coming for you, man. Coming for you. Tim Talks Talkie says, so Pops, what is your favorite release that you own that does not have Clint Eastwood? LOL.
Oh man, to pick one, I would say just off the top of my head, it's probably going to be that Tremors Arrow 4K box set that they put out.
It's such a great release, man.
Man, I love that movie. That is such a great release. I mean,
it shocked me with the special features. Like, they got Kevin Bacon to come in there. Like, who doesn't? Like, you rarely see the lead actors come to do special features for any movie.
And that's the first thing that pops in my head. I got that Dawn of the Dead 4K set. The limited edition one, and that's high on the list. I mean, it's hard to pick just one, but I
have not watched that one yet, so I don't know how the transfer is on it, but I imagine it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Jason Hill says, what movie scared you as a kid, but now as an adult you love? Mine is Fright Night. American Werewolf in London would be mine.
The Exorcist is my biggest one. My brother is 6 years older than me, and he made me watch that with him when I was probably about 8 years old. It was on TV, but it was still scary as hell. And so that movie, even to today, just scares the hell out of me. That's the one movie that always gets me.
Yeah,
and I watch a lot of horror movies.
My aunt made me watch American Werewolf in London on Laserdisc when I was like 6 or 7, and I ran out of the room during that first wolf attack scene, and I was always afraid of werewolf movies after that. And I didn't even rewatch the movie until 2 years ago. And
we also went to go see Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D in theaters, and that movie came out. I had to be 12. Yeah. And I remember just wearing the 3D glasses with my eyes closed so he couldn't see. and Poltergeist, went to see Poltergeist, trying to be cool, hang out with the big brother. And back in the day, cable would turn off at midnight, 1 o'clock, and we stayed up till the static came on the TV. If you've seen Poltergeist as a kid, that was scary as hell.
That static was scary. Even have never seen Poltergeist. The way that happened. So yeah, that was such a smart idea though for them to do that, put that in the movie, and actually make it a thing in the horror movie. Robert Posed Derek says best 4K transfer. Welcome, Robert. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Best 4K transfer. You just talking of all time? I'm still pretty high on the Django set. I think that's just one of the best I've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah, I just got. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard that from many people. But Blue Underground, most of the stuff that Blue Underground puts out,
Final Countdown was great.
Final Countdown is unbelievable. So I would have to say some stuff that Blue Underground's doing right now is second to none. I would definitely check those out. Yeah,
they're probably second to me behind Arrow, just because I haven't seen as many of theirs though. I've only seen Zombie and Final Countdown. Dead and Buried I wasn't as impressed with. But the Bird with the Crystal Plumage, no, that was Arrow. Never mind. Two Evil Eyes is the one they just did. Let's see. R.I.P.
I just got these two. I still haven't opened them yet, but I got these two yesterday.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to watch Cat O' Nine Tails tonight when we're done with the stream, so I can review that later this week.
Yeah, I got to
R.I.P. Drop Dead Fred Severin Blu-ray. I know, but apparently we're supposed to be getting it from somewhere. Susan Red says, Pops Movie Dungeon, where did you get those short movie shelves behind you? Also, what is your favorite movie in your collection? Two good questions.
Those fancy shelves came from Walmart. Those are Walmart specials. And as far as the favorite movie in my collection, oh man, that is such a hard question when you're live on this thing, because I got so many that I could pull for that.
I always just pick the first one that pops in my head, and it's always the wrong answer, but I'll say it anyway.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting up. I'm gonna have to go Jaws 4K.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's
hard your favorite movie.
But
what's your favorite baseball movie? A League of Their Own, without a doubt.
Baseball movie.
Heather Thompson's in here too.
That is my niece put me on the spot there.
I've never seen Heather Thompson in here before. Welcome.
Favorite baseball movie? Probably Major League. Yeah, I have to say Major League. That's a
Yeah,
great one.
it's a sore spot with 4K D-Ray because he really wants my 4K of it. But A League of Their Own has always been my favorite. Saw that movie at the drive-in when I was like 7. I love the movie. Let's see. Tony is winning the physical media title. Just saying, says Secular Monk.
Oh, calling you
I
out.
don't know, man. I may have something to say about that. I'm just saying. I'm coming for him. Those 18 copies of every movie might not save him. Movie Buff says best Sean Connery movie. First Night.
Well,
That's my.
I'm going to say the best. I'm going to say my favorite. The best is probably going to be the original first James Bond movie, and my favorite is probably going to be The Rock. I love him in The Rock.
The Rock. I forgot about The Rock. Yeah, The Rock's good. I'll have to change my answer. What
I
about
also love him in-
Dragonheart?
Yeah, well,
I am the last one.
and he's great in the third Indiana Jones. He's great in that.
Yeah, he was. I really loved him in that one. I love that movie. Yeah.
That's my sister just popped up there.
Kay Hyde says, awesome Star Wars display. There you go. We do have 75 people in the chat right now, guys. If you can, all of Pop's Movie Dungeon links are down below. Hit those links to subscribe and follow all of his social media platforms. I do have your TikTok because you're on TikTok. I'm actually on TikTok too, guys. I think I have my link down below. If you guys aren't on there, I've actually done like 3 videos in the past few days, so definitely follow me there. But your TikTok, your Letterboxd, your Twitter. You don't did you have a Facebook as well?
No.
Is there a Facebook? No, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. So you were at 207 subscribers last time I checked. We'll check it like, I don't know, the 10 o'clock mark and see where you're at now. But definitely sub up to him. Awesome content, awesome collection over there. So you guys will not be disappointed. Ciao, everyone, says Kenneth Wilson. Well, appreciate you being here. Let's see. Do you think 4K will last, or will it end up like HD DVD and 3D Blu-ray? I think we're too far into it for it to end up like HD DVD. Like that fizzled out quickly.
Yeah.
I think it'll last.
Yeah, it's gonna last.
Yeah, especially with all these boutique labels getting into it and stuff. And it's been around for what, 6 years now?
Yeah, I think if it was going to end up like HD DVD or 3D Blu-ray, it was going to already do it. I mean, it's kind of getting some momentum now. I mean, it's I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, it's especially with all these awesome announcements we keep getting like pretty much weekly. Let's see. Tony Movie Chappie says, "What's your guys' favorite phase of movies?" Mine is 90s and 2000s movies. For me, it'll probably always be the 80s, man. That's where most of my favorite movies of all time are.
Yeah.
I understand it's probably not the best decade for movies. That would probably be the 70s if you're just looking like pound for pound, just like the best like classic movies. But yeah, my favorite has to be the 80s. Has to.
Yeah, definitely the 80s for me.
Yeah. Gus Amorte says, my first DVD was Disney's Mulan, and I spent $25.99 for it. LOL. Yeah, I remember buying Mulan on DVD too, actually. I think my first DVD was like Mission Impossible. It was 2 mission movies. It was Mission Impossible 2, and it was Mission to Mars. Brian De Palma's Mission to Mars, which I didn't even know he directed till recently. So that was pretty cool. Tiana Loves Movies is here. Hey, everyone. Welcome, Tiana. Happy to have you here. Matthew Olivari says, favorite website you guys order from as far as a packaging, availability, and pricing? Yeah, I mean, if I'm ordering online, it's mostly from Amazon. So every now and then I'll order from Zavi, which, every now and then I'll order from them. And then I think Grindhouse I ordered from a couple of times. I'm trying to think. Best Buy I've ordered from.
Yeah, as far as the boutique stuff, Grindhouse in Tampa, they've got the fastest shipping and the best packaging of anybody that I've dealt with. Orbit DVD is pretty close to them. They're the same way. But Orbit DVD and Grindhouse Tampa Bay they're really good, both of them.
Awesome.
But I also use Amazon a lot too.
Yeah, it's just it's so easy. K Hod says, just watch your room tour, Pops. Wow, awesome. Tim Talktaki says, yeah, his room tour was stellar. Movie Buff says King Kong 1933 or 2005. It's funny that you say that. I actually watched both this year, and I think, I don't know, it's tough. I did like them both. I love 1933 though. I might say that over 2005, just because 2005 takes like an hour to get to the actual island. and I don't love that part, but I'll say 1933.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say I haven't seen the 1933 one in a really long time. I'm gonna probably say the 2005, but my King Kong is the Jeff Bridges 70 whatever it is. 70.
I still got that one on the shelf back there, and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I got it also, and I haven't watched it
Factory.
yet either. I haven't watched it yet either, but
I need to watch it. I Like Money says, I love 4K Ultra HD, but it's possible it won't last. I don't know. I think it'll last as long as physical media itself lasts. It's got momentum.
I don't think there's going to be an 8K. I think 4K is going to be the extent of physical media as far as a format. I think.
Yeah, I think we're at the end, but I don't think 4K is going anywhere anytime soon. But people did say DVD was going to go away in 2009, but it's still here. Yeah, and it's like I think 65% of the market right now. Everybody still buys DVDs. Yeah. You know, I'll see people in Walmart and Target, and they go to the shelf and they grab the DVDs. That's what they grab. Cool Jaws shirt pop, says Kay. The Boba Fett says, if you could have a pizza with one director, who would it be and what kind of pizza? Thanks. Great question, the Boba Fetts. I don't think I've seen you before. We got a lot of new faces in here tonight. Maybe all for Pops. These all people you know, Pops? You know the Boba Fetts?
No, not familiar with them.
Awesome. If you could have pizza with one director, who would it be? You have an answer for that?
Oh.
Who would be a good director to have a pizza with?
I hate to say this, but I'm going to say Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood would be a good director to have pizza with.
But Martin Scorsese, I mean, can't go wrong with that.
I feel like that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I mean, actually, I'm going to take that back. Quentin Tarantino. I mean, how cool of a conversation would it be to sit down and have a pizza with Quentin Tarantino? Overall, he's probably my favorite director. So,
yeah, I'm trying to think of something. Could they be dead? Alive or dead?
Sure.
Could I say Wes Craven? I like to have a pizza with a Wes Craven. Pick his mind on. He had a great sense of humor. Yeah, I've just heard he's a really overall cool guy, and I want to have a pizza with a cool guy, not an asshole. So there you go.
Quentin Tarantino could probably go both ways on that.
He's very full of himself. If you've ever heard him in any interviews, he's just going to talk about himself the whole time. But I would still love every minute of it if I was sitting there listening to him. Robert says, "How do you guys organize your collection?" I just throw the shit on the shelf, to be honest with you, man. What do you do, Pops?
I am extremely OCD. On this shelf over here, I got all my 4Ks broke up by 4K steelbooks and slipcovers, and everything's alphabetical order. But you get around here to my Screen Factory stuff, I do that by release date. Not sure why, but I have my collector's editions, my standalones, and my Shout Selects, and they're all by release date.
If I was going to organize my collection one way, it would be by release dates. I hate alphabetical order just because you get stuff that just doesn't go together. And you would get the same thing with release dates, to be fair. But when I look at movies, I more often than not look at them by the decade and the year that they came out. That's just what pops in my head first when I'm thinking about what movie to pick and stuff. I really love just looking at movies by the year and just it just reminds me of the film history and stuff. But yeah, let's see. Tim Toksaki says, I was not crazy about the trailer, but honestly, I'm getting burnt out on MCU. Yeah, I mean, that could have something to do with the fact that, we've already gotten 3 MCU TV series this year and a movie, but I mean, we didn't have anything last year. So I don't know. It just feels like all the same stuff now. I just don't know what they're going to do to really wow me besides, what they did with Endgame. I just don't see them getting back to that level again. That was kind of the peak. Let's see. Who guess you want to get on a world's biggest collector stream? Are you asking me who do I want to get on here? Anybody that wants to be on here, man. I want to get all kinds of people on here. I got a running list of people I would like to have on, So I know a lot of people message me weekly about coming on the show, and the only thing I can say is I'm working on it, and I will get you on here as soon as you can. But I'm trying to keep this show going as long as I can. I'll run out of collectors eventually, maybe, and then I'll just have to repeat everybody again. Let's see. Tim Toksaki says, Pops, I talked about this with you already, but your poster collection, I'm a poster nerd, and I love seeing a nice collection of movie posters. Awesome. I'm gonna slow down on buying physical media so I can save up and go crazy on Black Friday. That's a smart strategy. For sure. City Eubank says, if you could have drinks with your top 3 actresses, Who would they be? Who would they be? Top 3 actresses. If you could have drinks with your top 3 actresses. I have to think about my top 3 actresses.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it too. I think it would be cool to have a drink with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock just seems like a laid back, I think that would probably be one. I'm drawing a blank.
I'll have a drink with Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, good choice.
I'll have a drink with Gina Davis. I love Gina Davis. And I'll have a drink with who was the first one that popped in my head? I can't think. Uma Thurman. I'll have a drink with Uma Thurman. I'll have a drink with the bride, Kill Bill. My favorite female character. Let's see. Susan Red said, just subscribe to all of Pop's social media along with YouTube. Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kay says, what's up, guys? Pop's collection and home theater setup is A1. Sure is. Stefanos Antonio says, hello from Montreal. Just subscribe to Pops. Awesome, man. Awesome seeing all this love. I love the baby from Roger Rabbit, an icon right there. Baby Herman, who is your favorite character, not Freddy and Kill in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? Favorite character would probably be this may be controversial. It's not Nancy, it's Alice. I love Alice, always have, from Nightmare 4 and 5. Lisa Wilcox, who actually follows me on Instagram. So that was like the coolest thing ever when that happened. Favorite kill is probably Johnny Depp in the bed. It's a gnarly ass kill.
I'm gonna say first thing that pops in my mind. I think his name was Kincaid.
I love Kincaid too.
And the favorite kill is probably the Welcome to Primetime bitch with the TV. That's probably gonna be the first thing that pops in my head anyway.
Those are both solid picks.
Again. I haven't watched those movies in
I do
it's
love
been 5 or 6 years.
Kruger, pussy. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe said, just subbed you, Pops. Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
073 Media says, this is quickly becoming a must-see show every week. Thank you so much, 073 Media. We do have 78 people here right now. We were over 80 at one point. I think we got to like 85, so that's awesome. Great turnout tonight. I appreciate everybody being here. JRP says, you picking up that Underworld 4K collection? Reserved my copy last week at Best Buy.
I actually pre-ordered it last night.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, man, because I know what happened with the Resident Evil set, and this is Sony too, so I don't know if the same thing's going to happen. And I've only seen the first Underworld, though, and I haven't heard great things about the other ones. But it's a nice set, and I would like to own it. I feel like those movies would look great on 4K for some reason. I just feel like they would look fantastic. Do you watch the TV cuts of movies on Scream Factory releases? If so, your favorite one? I don't usually watch like all the different cuts when I get them.
I usually don't.
Yeah, usually
I watch the regular theatrical cut, or I may do a director's cut, but I usually don't watch the TV cuts too often.
Yeah. Let's see. City Eubank says, Pops movies, your favorite drama suspense movies?
Oh, drama suspense movies. I'm a big horror guy. I don't have a whole lot of those. But I'm probably just off the top of my head. I like the old John Grisham movies. The Time to Kill, the Client. Movies like that. The Firm. Those are always a lot of fun.
I watched The Firm. I think last year on Amazon. It was pretty good. I don't think I'd ever seen it before.
Yeah, I'm 90% horror in this movie room right now.
Matthew Olivari says, Kim, what did you and your wife do on your first date? First date was, I think, we were in high school, and I took her to like a very expensive like steak restaurant. And I think that's all we did. I think it was like her 17th birthday or something. And I think I got a limo too. But our first movie date, we actually saw Matrix Revolutions. So there's a fun fact for you. And that was, I'm surprised she's still with me after that. Tim Toksaki says, any rare out-of-print title you hope to obtain at some point? We all have those out-of-print titles that are just too expensive or too hard to find that we want. I'm hoping to run across Death Race 2000 cheap. I mean, you've already been through that, haven't you?
I have, but I'm trying to get the Screen Factory non-collector's editions down. There's probably at least 100 titles I don't have, and I mean, off the top of my head, there's probably half a dozen of the Screen Factory titles that are out of print that I still need to get.
Do you wish that Screen Factory numbered their movies like Criterion did? Because I do. I wish they had numbers on them.
I do, but no. The Shout Select line, they do on that. They have the numbers on the spine. And
yeah, the Shout Select, they do. You are right.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad they don't. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because I got most of them now anyway. But when there's a number on the spine, I'm an absolute sucker. I mean, I got movies in Shout Select I never would have bought if that number wasn't on the spine. But when I look at the shelf and I'm missing a number, it's like, okay, I got to grab this movie now.
Yeah, but, I can't think of one right off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah, I could. If I wasn't on the stream, I could probably think of 20. But
yeah.
I'm kind of drawing a blank right now.
Delon Movie says, what movie do you think you got the biggest bargain on?
I would say myself, it would probably be the collector's edition from Screen Factory of Dolls. That movie was going for $200 on Screen Factory. I mean on eBay. It was out of print, and I think I got it for $75 through Facebook.
Yeah,
and that was selling every day of the week for $200 with a slipcover, which I still haven't watched the movie yet, but I had to fill that hole.
I got that Dawn of the Dead 4K set for $5, so that's probably it.
For $5?
Yeah, I acquired it through work because we deal in a lot of the MVD like Arrow stuff and all that. So it was kind of like a damaged kind of situation. They kind of put it in the team store for the employees to buy. Nice. And nobody knows about boutique labels where I work, so everybody leaves that stuff behind and goes for like the Star Wars and Marvel titles.
Right.
And I tell everybody, I was like, go for this stuff. This is the good stuff. Nobody listens, though. Nobody listens. Let's see. Matthew Olivari says, what other hobbies besides movies and collecting do you have, if any? I wish there were time for other hobbies, but this is pretty much the only hobby I have right now. This takes up all of my free time.
I would say besides this, maybe Xbox. I used to play a lot of Xbox. Before I started this YouTube channel, I used to play a lot of Xbox. I ain't got time for it anymore.
I would love to get back into reading. Hell, I would love to get back into the freaking gym and actually feel like I was getting healthy again. Because I had a pretty good gym routine going before the pandemic hit. But yeah, it's all out the window now. ADTR Breakdown says, about to watch the first Harry Potter, picked it up last week and have never seen any of so giving them a chance. Oh, enjoy it, man. The first Harry Potter is real fun. I like that one. But I've never been a huge Harry Potter guy either. I think I only got to like the fourth or fifth one, and I still haven't seen the last three. Are you a big Harry Potter guy?
No, not really. My kids were big into it, so I watched it with them, but I never really got into it.
I wanted to watch the whole series with my kids at some point and just haven't really got around to it. I think we watched the first one a couple of years ago. Any of you guys have any Nova Media or Plain Archive editions? Not that I know of. Favorite thrift store find? Do you have one? You go to a lot of the thrift stores and stuff?
No, not really. We don't have a whole lot around here. Like our Dollar Generals and our Goodwills have very few movies in them, if any.
Yeah.
So no, where I live, there's not a whole lot of that. We have a flea market here, but they usually don't have a lot of good stuff there, as far as the movies go.
Let's see. We did have a super chat that I missed. I didn't think about, but it comes from Side Hustle Cinema. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. It's great to see Pops on the show. We started our channels at about the same time and quickly became friends. Great guy. Yeah, Side Hustle's awesome. Got the pleasure of debuting his channel on this channel. And that was super awesome. So yeah, thank you so much, Side Hustle. I appreciate that. Owen Movies 75 says, are you guys a fan of Hugh Jackman? Yeah.
Yes.
I like Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I mean, he's Wolverine, man. It's not to love.
Yeah.
But I think that Hugh Jackman's best performance to me is, I don't know if have you seen the movie Prisoners?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That movie is so good, and he's so good in it. Like, it's just, I thought Logan was his best performance until I saw that movie, and I was like, no, he's doing his best work in this movie. Yeah, Hugh Jackman's awesome. I still haven't seen Reminiscent yet. Have you watched that new
I have
movie?
not.
I heard bad things about it.
Yeah,
I was
I'm a
I was
little afraid
excited
to
to
check it
watch
out.
it.
But
I was excited to watch it, and then I saw that big splat on Rotten Tomatoes, 37.
yeah,
Everybody's just
I haven't checked
raking
it
it
out
over
yet.
the coals, and I'm like, I don't know. Usually, I don't always trust Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't know. RPK Media says most prized Blu-ray. Most prized Blu-ray. I guess if we're talking just Blu-ray, I'll say my American Werewolf in London Arrow Video Blu-ray. Can I say that one?
That's a good choice. I actually just got that one a couple days ago.
Oh, I love that
Edition one.
set. That set is awesome.
Most prized Blu-ray. I'm gonna go with the Day of the Dead Scream Factory with a slipcover. It's a fantastic release, special features, the artwork. That was one of the ones I was most proud to get out of that Scream Factory collector's editions.
It's a good choice. I do not have that one. Brian Goes Blue is here tonight. Pops is
Hey,
the
Brian.
man. I'm at work. We'll catch the replay later, but wanted to say hi. Well, awesome that you're here, Brian. I appreciate you
Brian's a
being here,
good guy.
man. Let's see. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe says, speaking of Poltergeist, do you think it's going to get a 4K release sometime soon? It's supposed to in 2022, is the last I checked.
Yeah,
That's when it's supposed
high on
to.
my list.
And that's the 40th anniversary. So, I don't know. You would think that it would get one. 073 Media said, what was your opinions on the Val Kilmer documentary on Prime? I did not get a chance to watch that yet. Did you watch that one?
I'm about halfway through it right now. I got to finish it. Probably gonna finish it later tonight, and it's pretty sad. Pretty sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always liked Val Kilmer. He's had some great roles, and it's I mean, I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know how this is going to end. But so far, it's you kind of feel bad for him, but you know he seems to be a great guy. He's handling it well.
It's so weird when I think about Val Kilmer because I grew up just knowing him as like in Batman Forever. He's been in so many movies though. Have you ever seen Top Secret from 1984?
Oh, yeah.
I think I watched that
yeah.
a couple of years ago. That movie's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
It's
great.
very underrated. Nobody ever talks about it. They always talk about Naked Gun or Airplane, but nobody really talks about Top Secret.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. But yeah, Val Kilmer is freaking awesome in Heat.
And Tombstone. I mean, one of the greatest characters ever on screen was him in Tombstone.
I'll be a Huckleberry. I haven't even seen the movie, but I know that
great.
line.
So you got to see that.
Yeah, I got it on Blu-ray, but I did buy Heat on Blu-ray today because I have no idea when they're going to do the 4K, and I just wanted to own it, and it was only $8, so I grabbed it.
That's a great movie.
Let's see. Would love to see The Omen in 4K. Yeah, maybe someday, man. We'll see it. Maybe. Ice Cube, your favorite movies from him? Deep Blue Sea?
No, that's LL Cool J.
Shit.
Ice Cube for me is
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood, and I love him in Anaconda.
Wait a second. No, he's in Anaconda. I was like, I know he
Yeah.
was in a monster movie. That's the movie I was thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Cube's great, almost everything he does. But I mean, Boys in the Hood, that's where obviously everybody got to know him as an actor. And I cut that movie on 4K Steelbook, and it's just great.
Yeah. Mad Ang says, who's better, the Green Mile, or what's better, the Green Mile or Shawshank? Yeah, we already answered that one. We both think the Green Mile. What's your favorite crappy movie?
If you've seen some of these movies on my shelf from Vinegar Syndrome, I probably could name 10 you've never heard of.
That's the only reason why I haven't dove into Vinegar Syndrome, because they look so awesome and the slipcovers are so great, but it's like all those movies I've never heard of, and I know they're shitty horror movies from like
I hadn't either.
80s.
Some of them were real bad, but
I mean, they're doing the Lord's work over there, just remastering these other movies that nobody else would even think to do.
yeah, I mean, most of them that I've seen are good. They're good. They're like so bad they're good kind of movies. I mean, but there's some I've watched that are just unwatchable. I mean, they're terrible.
Well, let me tell you what you need to do. Before I get into collecting Vinegar Syndrome, I need you to make a collection guide video to Vinegar Syndrome. You need to do that. Give me like 10 recommendations or something.
I was gonna do my 10 best Vinegar Syndromes that I own.
Yeah,
If I
definitely
can
do
come
that.
up with 10.
Yeah, I've heard of some good ones, and I have Bloody New Year back there. I still haven't watched it. I just for some reason bought that one.
Ice Cream Man's enjoyable with Clint Howard. That's a good one.
Clint Howard. Did you see the new Ice Cream? I think it was called Ice Cream Truck. I think it came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
It was not good. But then I heard about the Ice Cream Man after that, but still haven't watched it. Tim's Talks Talkie says 80s undeniably the decade I would pick over any other. Too many classics for me. Yes, without a doubt.
I'm
man.
with you on that.
Matt Ang says if you had to burn all your movies and only keep one, which would it be? It's a good question.
Yeah. It'd probably be that Clint set because I paid the most for it than more than anything I got here, and that's.
If I had to burn my movies, why would I burn my movies? Who is making me burn my movies? Matt
Hopefully,
Ang.
I don't get to
Let me
that
know.
point.
Only keep one. I guess I'm gonna keep. I don't know.
That's a hard question.
I guess I'll keep my Dawn of the Dead 4K set because I feel like it's worth the most.
Yeah.
And then I could sell it and buy back some of my other movies that I love in the collection that I lost.
There's a good strategy.
Seems like a good strategy. Ryan Sims says, do you guys order from Hamilton Book? I have not yet. Have you?
I have 4 or 5 times. I would get on about once a month because they would carry some Screen Factory stuff real cheap.
Yeah.
And not very many, but I probably got 7 or 8 of my Screen Factories from them.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to do those for the longest time, or get on there and order from them. I've been wanting to make like a video, like maybe do a live stream where I order stuff from Hamilton Book, but I've never got around to it. I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna do a channel update real quick, see where you're at on subscribers.
Oh, cool.
And do you want to know where you're at? Do you know where you're at right now? Do you have,
I don't.
do you have a countdown? You're at 217.
Oh, wow.
217 right now.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Let's get into 220. Let's get into 220, guys. If you haven't subbed up to Pop's Movie Dungeon, definitely hit the links down below.
That's wild.
Rajev Getaway says, hit a milestone this week, 2,000 physical media. That's impressive. I'm not at 2,000 yet. Are you at 2,000 yet? How big's your collection?
I knew that was fixing to be asked. I'm bringing it up now. I have an app for that.
You're so organized. It makes me envious. I wish I could be like that.
I have got 1,176 Blu-rays. I have got 229 4Ks. I have 8 Blu-ray 3Ds, which I guess is part of the set, I guess. I don't have a 3D TV.
Yeah.
And I have 1,206 movies on Vudu.
Damn.
So, but,
there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to count them out eventually. I know I had 770 Blu-rays because I counted those when I did the video, but I didn't count all my DVDs and 4Ks and boutique labels and all that stuff.
Right.
I agree. Tim Talks Talkies 80s movies are great, says Basement Blues. Basement Blues. Come get some.
You got your hands full,
Tony. Just joking.
Yeah,
I got to get my shit talking in now because I know I'm going down next Monday. Tony Movie Chappie says, what your guys' ranking of the Spider-Man movies? Could you do that off the top of your head?
I could probably get pretty close.
And another question, would you put Spider-Verse in there? Would you put Spider-Verse in there in the ranking? Would you allow it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I enjoyed Spider-Verse.
So you got the Raimis, you got 2 Hollands, you got 2 Garfields, and you got Spider-Verse. So that's 8? I'm missing any?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I would say the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire is probably still my favorite just because I remember taking my kids to go see that when it came out. It was such a good experience. Then probably the first one with the first one with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Was that Homecoming?
Homecoming, yeah.
Yeah, and then
it's hard to think of all those.
It's hard to put them in order off the top of your head, but I would say overall the Maguires, then the Hollands, and then the Garfields. Obviously, that's probably most people's.
I know I have a ranking on Letterboxd. I don't know if I want to find it right now. I think I can go off the top of my head, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy all the Maguires. I know Part 3's got a pretty bad rap, whatever, but I just remember taking all my kids to see those on like the premiere, like when it came out. It was just such a great experience.
Yeah, it was
I have
awesome.
a soft spot for those.
I was in high school when I saw the first one. I think I just got my license. I drove to the theater to see it, so it was kind of special. My favorite Spider-Verse. It's kind of sentimental to me because I took my wife and kids and we all went and saw it and we all just loved the movie. We were super into it, and like that rarely happens that all four of us are just like super into a movie like that.
Right.
And it was just a really great experience. And it was at a theater that's no longer open. So there's just a lot of sentimental value to it. And I just think it's a great movie. It's my favorite animated movie, my favorite superhero movie. I just love everything about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And it was also just a huge surprise. I wasn't expecting to love it that much. And I love it when that happens.
That was me. I went to go see it thinking that, this is going to be cool. Man, I was like blown away by it. It was
because I don't get into the DC animated stuff or the Marvel animated stuff. I'm not a huge animated guy outside of like the Pixar and stuff like that. I love those movies. But yeah, that movie's just another level for me. And Spider-Man 2, I think would come after that Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah.
And then I go the first Spider-Man, and then I would go Far From Home. I actually like Far From Home better than Homecoming. Then I would go, am I missing one? I would go Homecoming after that, and then I would go Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi's, and then I would go Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then Amazing Spider-Man 1 with Garfield is dead last for me. I don't like that movie at all.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 has a little bit of sentimental value too. I think it was the first superhero movie I ever took my son to, and he was like 4, so love that movie.
I can understand that.
Let's see. Ryan Sims says, I ask every collector, but how do you catalog your collection?
Yeah, I use the Blu-ray.com app, and that's just one I've used from like way back in the day, and it's always been my go-to.
Blu-ray.com has an app. They have an app?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I need to do that then. I'm downloading that like probably right now.
Yeah, the app actually says Blu-ray.com on it. So yeah, I've had this app for years, but
yeah, there's been people that send me apps and stuff, and I just haven't done it yet. I don't know, guys.
There's probably better ones out there, but this one's always worked good for me, and it'd be too much of a pain to try to get my collection moved over to something else.
I'm just a slacker when it comes to that stuff. Let's see. Did you ever see Firestarter? Thoughts? I love Firestarter.
I love Firestarter. Love it.
It's not like the best movie in the world, but I really loved it when I watched it. I think I watched it first time like 3 years ago or something. And you could tell like when you watch that movie, just how much they ripped it off with Stranger Things, because the character of Eleven is like straight modeled off of Drew Barrymore in that movie. Feels like. So it was kind of funny to see after seeing Stranger Things and then seeing that for the first time. What is the velocity of a Unladen sparrow?
Oh, that's yours. That's your question.
I don't know, man. What are you doing, secular monk? Whatever you do, don't have a pizza with Roman Polanski. Why not? Why not? For me, I would love to share a pizza with Kevin Smith, although it would have to be vegan. That's a good choice right there. Kevin Smith would probably be a blast to have a pizza with, so that's a good call. Organized by genre, boutique labels and box sets are separate. Yeah,
I do that as well.
That's the one thing I'm organized on in my collection is the fact that all my 4Ks are together on a shelf. All my Blu-rays are together on a shelf. My boutique labels are separated. So I am organized in that way. And then I try to do genres after that, like horrors, like on the bottom of the shelf. Let's see. What was the biggest surprise of your guys' life? The movies or just in general? I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah. That question could go real deep or...
I guess you're talking about a movie. I'll take it the movie way. Movie way. The biggest surprise of my life was the fact that there's 75 people in here watching my dumb face talk about movies and Blu-rays and stuff. So thank you all for being here tonight, and hit the live button if y'all haven't already. The like button. Did I say live button? Do you have a movie?
No, but I'm going to go kind of what you just said. The fact that there's 75 people watching and I'm not running out of this damn room right now. It's kind of the biggest surprise of my life.
Well, hell, you was on a stream with didn't y'all had over 100 people in there the other night? You and down a movie.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we got like 98.
I don't know. Actually, I didn't help that because I didn't get to watch that one live. I forgot y'all went up on Monday.
But that's a little different because you got to present your movie and do a little bit of talking.
Yeah.
But this here, I'm kind of But it's not near as scary now as it was when I got started. I'm starting to relax a little bit.
You get into a groove after a while.
Yeah.
You get into a groove. I tell people all the time, man. I get nervous all the time. Like I get every time I go live, like I'm all jittery and stuff. The night that I did the roundup, the July roundup, and I had Durant
Mm,
Cinema and Movies Ensue and Movie Chatter and Bass and Blues and
I
Martinez
watched
Joe.
that. Yep.
I looked around at everybody before we started the stream, and I'm like, I just can't believe that this is happening. I have all these people here, and I'm the host getting ready to start a show with all of them in a panel, and I almost
Bro.
passed out. No lie, no joke. Like it was
I
nuts.
can only imagine.
But yeah, it's cool. I like going live because it's just spontaneous and
Plus, you don't have to edit. You
you
go
don't
now.
have to
There's no
edit
editing.
nothing. I
Yep.
can just say whatever I want, mess up however many times I want. People will just accept it because we're live. What else do
Yep.
y'all have to do? The biggest surprise of my life, movie wise, it's tough. There's been some good surprises. I mean, Spider-Verse was a pretty big surprise. I love Spider-Verse. Another one was Cabin in the Woods. I thought that was going to be a generic horror movie, and it ended up having like some really unique and cool twists. So that was a pretty big surprise.
As far as movie wise goes, in at least recent memory, and this might not be a very popular answer, but when I went to go see Joaquin Phoenix's The Joker, I was expecting it to be, okay. I walked out of that movie and it blew me away. I mean, out of all my movie posters I have are like my childhood favorites, my favorite movies. And
Yeah.
that's the Joker poster I have over there is the only recent movie I have. That movie just blew me away. I'm a huge fan of that Joker movie.
Yeah,
I just
I am
think Joaquin
too.
Phoenix just absolutely knocked it out of the park with that performance.
That movie crept up
So
and it crept up in my mind and my psyche for like days after. Like
that
I
was
couldn't
me.
stop thinking about it. I was
That
like,
was
oh my
me.
god, that movie.
So
Yeah,
I
it's a
have to
great
go with
movie.
that.
Sorry, I am late. Had fantasy football draft, says Ben Buster. Well, it's awesome that you're here, man. I appreciate you being here. Stranger Boy says, when Scream 5 trailer comes out, most likely soon, are you gonna watch it?
Absolutely.
It'll be hard to resist that one. Yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to. Because I couldn't resist the Halloween Kills trailer. Let's see. Gus says, "Can I watch Cat O' Nine Tails last night, and I can't wait to hear your review." Yeah, I'm hopefully going to be watching that one tonight. I really like the bird with the crystal plumage. It's not my favorite Argento so far, but it was probably in the mid tier of everything I watched. Let's see. What rating do you prefer, rated R or PG-13? It really just depends on, because there's bad rated R movies and there's bad PG-13 movies. It just depends on like who uses it the best, I guess. I don't know.
When it comes to horror movies, it's got to be rated R. I mean, when you try to do a horror movie and you make it PG-13, you're just
Yeah.
you're gonna have to cut away from the kills, and it's just not as good.
There's some
Just my
exceptions though. You do have
There
Poltergeist,
is.
that is rated PG, and that's a damn scary movie. But
well,
back
back
in the
then,
day, you had
they did it
either
different back
PG
then.
or R.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't R. It was. So I guess that would be the PG-13 of its era. And also, Happy Death Day was rated PG-13. And I thought they did a really good job around those restrictions with that one. But you're mostly right, though. You're mostly right. Let's see. Hey, Ken and Pop says Bifford to Hobbits. Wild
Hello.
Bill says, "What is y'all's favorite uncut version of a movie?"
Uncut version of a movie.
Can I say Uncut Gems? That's my favorite.
Oh, uncut version.
It's
of
hard
a
to
movie.
think of. It's hard to think of off the top of my head. I don't even know what I've watched that's uncut versus cut. Maybe doesn't a 40-year-old virgin have an uncut version? Can I say that?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a good,
I
that's
think
a
I
good
watched
pick.
that one. That's a good one. American Pie, I think, had an uncut one. I'll say those. I'll go comedy. I think comedy usually has some pretty good uncut versions.
I think
A little
American Psycho
raunchy.
might have had one. I know, or maybe it
I
was
think
just
you're
the
right.
director's cut. So
Yeah.
we'll say American Psycho. And by
There
the
you
way,
go.
Wild Bill's another one of my sons in here. By the way,
Oh yeah, well thank you, Wild Bill. I was going to call out that it's the first time I've seen him in here. Hux Pop Culture Cafe says, "Do either of you have a favorite double or triple feature Blu-ray in your collection that's not sequels, just three separate movies packaged together, a similar genre or actor, etc.?" I don't love the double packs or triple packs, so I tend to steer away from them. But I do have a few in the collection. I'm trying to think if I can call out any. I used to have a Paranormal Activity triple pack.
I have
Um,
one in the other room there. I think it's the Poseidon Adventure, Twister, I don't remember the other one, but it's basically 3 disaster movies on one disc. But I don't have too many of those anymore.
Yeah, I got a double Scream Factory of The Howling and The Fog. It's a pretty good collection, I would say.
Yeah.
I just got a 3-pack from the Dollar Tree, but they're 3 shitty horror movies that I've never seen before. Well, everybody said the Midnight movie was good. Jason Hill said Shout Factory titles are numbered. It's just smaller. Yep. Matthew Oliveri says, what out-of-print copy of a movie you have that is worth the most? The one that's worth the most in my collection off the top of my head is my Incredibles Steelbook. The one with the silhouettes. I think that's going for like $250 right now on eBay, or it was at least a couple of months ago. But it was a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook of the Incredibles on 4K when that came out.
I have a couple collections through Vinegar Syndrome. It's the Amityville Horror collection through the Vinegar Syndrome, and that's probably worth pretty close to the most. And there's another set through Vinegar Syndrome called the Angel Collection, and that one's worth a pretty good amount of money. I have the Rad 4K. That's worth a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, that one definitely. I know a lot of people were going nuts over that one.
So yeah, I got a few of them. That's a few off the top of my head.
Yeah, good picks, man. Let's see. Bruce Leroy. Let's see. He says, what movie do you want released on 4K? The Exorcist. I am patiently waiting for an announcement, and also True Lies, which I think we always bring up.
Yeah.
But what would you say?
I would love to see the original Rocky movie on 4K, just because I'm such a huge fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some more cinematic, type movies that I can't think of right now. I mean, a lot of the movies that I had on my list have now made it to 4K. Back to the Future was a big one. I was excited to see that. The Indiana Jones one, that was on the list.
Would you want any of the Jaws sequels on 4K?
I mean, I would buy them in a second just because I have a love for the movies, even though they're crap for the most part.
I would love Jaws 2 on 4K and Jaws 3 also.
So,
hell, and we'll also throw in Jaws: The Revenge. I almost bought that triple pack today. Is why they're on my mind.
Yeah, and I'm actually old enough to I've seen Jaws 3 in 3D in theaters, and
awesome.
Back in the day, that was badass, but now it's just laughable. But back in the day, when
I loved those movies when I was a kid. Like I watched them all, and I didn't even think of the first one being like when you're a kid, you don't even notice what's bad, what's good.
They're crap now. And Jaws, the Revenge, whatever it is, you got a shark that growls. I mean, come on.
I think when I was a kid, that was always my least favorite one because it just felt like the most boring and had the least going on in it.
Yeah.
But I always loved Jaws 2. The Jaws 2 is like a slasher movie, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Jaws 2 is fantastic. But once you get past Jaws 2, it's just kind of laughable after that. They're just fun to watch, but they're not good movies.
And
Jaws 2 was good.
Yeah, I loved Jaws 3D when I was a kid, just because it was the amusement park and him attacking the tunnels underneath. I just always thought that was cool. Yeah. But yeah, I would get both of those in 4K in a heartbeat, for sure. Thrift Skull says, love the channel, dude. Trying to watch every vid. Well, thank you so much, Thrift Skull. I appreciate that. For sure. And also subscribe to Pop's Movie Dungeon. Or maybe he's talking about Pop's Movie Dungeon. Maybe he's talking about you. 073 Media says, top secret, real genius. The Saint, Val Kilmer, is one of the most underrated actor of his generation. The Saint is one that I'm hoping I'm going to watch soon on DVD. Because I'm doing I'm planning a DVD series video. I'm trying to watch my DVDs and try to see which ones I want to upgrade. Mm-hmm. And The Saint is one that I have on DVD. I bought it, I think, at a Half Price Books for $1. So I'm hoping to watch that one. Might be
the only one of those movies I haven't seen.
Everybody says that movie's great, and I believe him because I've heard it so much. Let's see. Hell Comes to Frogtown is a hidden gem on Vinegar Syndrome, starring Roddy Piper. I've heard a lot about that film. But I have not seen it. I did buy a film with Roddy Piper from the Goodwill the other day. I bet you got it, don't you?
Yeah.
That's a nice cover. Show that a little bit closer. Hold on. Maybe I'll put you up there.
It's got the great packaging. That's just unique as hell. Oh.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They
do have some awesome packaging. Do you have the subscription service with them?
I just got it this year. I did the halfway subscription this year. First time I'd ever done that.
Yeah, I know all the Vinegar Syndrome fanatics get that subscription, and that just sounds cool. I don't know. Maybe in 2022. I got a lot on my plate right now. I just can't dive deep into another boutique label right now. Movies with Ron says, any box set or director's set you would love to see? Tarantino. I know he's already got one on Blu-ray, but I'd love to see a 4K box set.
You keep saying he's going to be retiring after, 10 movies? I would love to see a complete 4K box set of all his films. That would be high on the list.
Hell yeah, man. I would love to see a box set of Scorsese films.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who would do it, but just like every film, kind of like your Eastwood collection.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they're on 4K or not. They can all be on Blu-ray. Della Movie said, speaking of Ice Cube, can we please get a box set for Friday? I want it on 4K, but I'll take the Blu-ray. Friday's another one I should have picked. That's a great Ice Cube movie.
That would be great.
Let's see. I bought the Vinegar Syndrome Beastmaster 4K, and I love the release. Did you buy that one?
I did. I have that one, and they came out with another. That was a new line they came out with called VSUs, and Beastmaster was number 1, and number 2 they just came out with. It's called the 6-String Samurai, which I do nothing about, but it's got the same packaging as Beastmaster, and I haven't watched it yet, but supposedly I hear some people say it's okay, some people say it's not good at all, but the packaging is cool, which is, you can always say that about Vinegar Syndrome if nothing else.
Yeah, their packaging is like top tier. Like those slipcovers are just really nice. RPK Media says, have you seen Push 2009 with Chris Evans?
I have not.
That's a good question. I have not either. Dylan Movie says, favorite haunted house movie in your collection? That was it's funny that you mentioned that. That was the third round. That was my winning question last night. Pick a great, pick a haunted house movie, and I picked Poltergeist. So that's definitely one of them. But if you count The Shining, I would count The Shining as a haunted house. I know it's a haunted hotel, but it's the same thing. So I'd probably have to go with The Shining. I
would say probably would also be Poltergeist, or either The Conjuring, or also the Amityville Horror, the original Amityville Horror is high up there too.
Did you like the remake with Ron Reynolds? I thought it was a pretty good horror remake.
It was good. As remakes go, it was good. I mean, I have a soft spot for the original. But yeah, it was done well. It was done well. Yeah,
I thought he was pretty good in it. Roy Yapani, hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's the first time seeing you in the chat. Hello, all. I'd like to see Once Upon a Time in the West on 4K. I actually have that on DVD too, but I haven't watched it. De Niro, I think, is in that movie. That movie is like, I think, almost 4 hours long too, if I'm not mistaken. 073 Media says 80s had the best variety of film and pushed the boundary. So many films from the 80s could not be made today.
That is a true statement.
I could definitely agree with that. Pure Hangouts here. Hey, what's up, Pure Hangout? Happy you could join us. Thrift School says, I mostly buy to sell media and video games, but watching your channels got me into collecting, and now I have way too many movies, new ones showing up daily from Amazon. Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, definitely cool stuff, man. Pure Hangout says, I'm still primarily DVD and VHS. Yeah, I know you do a lot of those ranking videos with your DVDs. I do enjoy watching those sometimes, but I do notice that you are still firmly hanging on to the DVD era, which there's nothing wrong with that. I always say there's nothing wrong with a little DVD action. Nothing wrong with that. Heather Thompson said, hey, Pops, what's your favorite Hallmark movie?
No, that's a joke question. I told her if she gets, that's my niece. And I said, when you get on here, don't ask me about a damn Hallmark movie. And she did that as a joke. So I have no idea. They're all the same. The same 5 characters, same movie, same ending.
There's one I feel like that's better than the rest, and I can't think of it. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I just know that that's what my mom was always watching when I walked into the living room when I was a kid. And they all look the same. You're right. Jack Yo says, just found 3 huge Rubbermaid totes of VHS in my parents' attic. Guess I'm collecting VHS now. Awesome, man.
That would be awesome.
I still have all my VHSs from when I was a kid, back in a tote in the closet.
Unfortunately, I sold mine. I had a ton. And I sold mine to get my 5 DVDs in my DVD player.
Yeah, I sold like 300 DVDs a few years ago, so I know the pain. Let's see. CLZ is a recommendation for an app to track your collection. It's the best out there, in my opinion. Okay, I'll write that down.
I think I have it downloaded, but I haven't tried to switch over yet.
I'll write that down, and I'll probably do nothing with it, but I wrote it down. And maybe something will happen. Secular Monk says, have you not seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I have a cool DVD collector set I got at a thrift store. I'm trying to see if I could actually grab it. I got it there, I think, a few weeks ago, but I have seen the movie. It's been a long time. I've been wanting to rewatch it because it's probably been since, it's probably 10 or 11 when I saw that movie last.
My oldest son is a huge Monty Python fan, and he has made me sit down and watch them a few times. And there are some scenes that are classic, but honestly, I haven't sat and watched them religiously, more than just what he made me watch. But I enjoyed what I've seen of them. The Black Knight's always fun. I don't think that's Holy Grail, but the Black Knight scene where he loses all his arms and legs, and that's like the classic scene.
I don't know, because I almost remember nothing about the film.
My son's cussing me right now because I know that's not Holy Grail, but
Jack Yo says, I separate horror and martial arts. Everything else is alphabetical. Awesome. Jim Woods says, live is so much better with no editing, LOL. I do agree. Jim Woods also says, yes, Joker surprised me too. Yeah, I think I expected it to be good. I just wasn't sure with, Todd Phillips directing. He'd done primarily comedies up until that point, just how good it would be and how dark he would go. And it turns out he went pretty dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Stranger Boy 101 says, when Kevin Bacon auditioned for Friday the 13th, his manager told him, hey, you're going to audition for this low-budget horror movie that no one's going to see. Yeah, man, and that's the thing I appreciate about Kevin Bacon is he's never forgot his horror roots, and he always returns to it like every couple of years. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he's just a big fan of the genre or not, but I just always thought that was super cool that he's always coming back to the genre to do movies, even though I didn't like the one he did last year. I think it was like You Should Have Left or something. Yeah. I don't know if you watched that one. It was pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I do. The Netflix movie, it was all right. It wasn't great.
Pretty mediocre, but he's done some great ones like, what was a movie?
I like
Death Sentence, Hollow Man. I keep wanting to say Stigmata. That wasn't it. It's what's the other one he did? I forget it. I have it over there on DVD. I just forget.
It's in the other room. I have it also.
I cannot think of the name.
He's digging up his basement.
Yeah, if you guys can think of it. And also Tremors he did as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he's got some
Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes. Yep, that's the one I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking of. They've also rumored that about him being Freddy Krueger. How would you feel about that if he was like the new Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street? I think he could nail that. They'd have to put a little bit of makeup on him, so I wouldn't see Kevin Bacon. But I think he could definitely bring it in that role. Let's see. Heather Thompson. Hallmark movies are not as bad as people make them out to be. I enjoy the films of Danica McKellar, Autumn Reeser, and Taylor Cole. See, 073 Media likes Hallmark movies so much, he has his top 3 actresses from the Hallmark movies right there. That's impressive. One of Burns says, have you seen The Green Knights? I have not, unfortunately. I've not been able to get my wife to go see that. It's a little bit too out of her comfort zone, I guess.
It's on my list. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy it on Blu-ray with the slipcover because I love collecting the A24s with the slipcovers. Hallmark movies, not as bad as people make them out to be. They fill a niche. They definitely do. There's a lot of people that love them. That's why they make them. Avenging Angel starring Betsy Russell is my favorite of the Angel trilogy from Vinegar Syndrome. Awesome. I have not seen it. Have you seen those?
I have the box sets. It's one of my 100 movies I haven't watched as I bought. I've never seen the Angel trilogy, but I own it. It's on my list.
I was going to ask you that question. How many of your movies that you buy would you say that you watch? All the movies that you have in your collection, what percentage do you think that you've watched so far?
Now, do you mean movies that I've never seen or movies that I haven't watched since I've purchased them?
I'll count it if you've seen it. If you've seen it in your life.
I would say right now it's probably 50-50 over the last year because I've bought a lot of movies over the last year. It's probably close to 50-50 that movies that I haven't had a chance to watch. And I'm trying to correct that. I'm actually what I'm doing now is I'm going from the very first Scream Factory standalone.
I saw you do that.
I'm starting to watch those, all the ones for like the first year that I'm going to review them, and then I'm going to do the next year and review them. I'm kind of try to do that.
I
So I
love
can
that
at
you're
least
doing
knock
that.
out that collection.
I just
So,
love doing like watching stuff and just thinking about stuff just by the year and just like organizing it
yeah, me
in my
too.
head.
Me too.
Um, yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So I'll definitely be watching that series if you do that. Since you are horror fans, what is your thought of Final Destination movies? Which one is your favorite? I feel like this has come up before a couple weeks ago, and I said the third one's my favorite. But what's yours?
Yeah, I just watched these recently, and they I would say probably the third one. Is that was the one that has the highway scene, right?
That's the
The
second one. The third
That's
one's a
the second
roller
one.
coaster.
Okay, well I think the highway scene is my favorite opening. The
Yeah,
third
it's
one's
a good
probably the
one.
best movie. The first one's probably the one I have the most nostalgia for. So we'll probably
That's
go.
the second one and the highway scene made you think about something that you probably never thought of before would happen, and like everybody thinks about that when they get behind a truck with
Absolutely,
logs on it. Whereas the
absolutely.
third one, everybody always thought about the roller coaster falling off the tracks. It's just that no movie ever did it. That's
Yeah,
why I always liked it.
yeah, it definitely falls off there at the end. As far as they're still enjoyable to watch, but the kill scenes in the first three are where it's at.
Yeah. I like the first one for what it is, but I don't know, for whatever reason it's not my favorite. I feel like I like at least two or three of them more than the first one.
Yeah, it was a unique
Um,
premise when it came out. It was a cool concept.
yeah, for sure. Just watched Stranger Thing recently, and it's so good. Who's your favorite character? Mine are probably Hopper and Eleven. That's awesome. You just watched it. Owen movies. Have you seen Stranger Things?
I have, I have, and Hopper's probably my favorite.
Yeah. I'd say so. I'm trying to think. My favorite's probably honestly Steve. I just like what they did with that character and his turnaround and stuff. And I think that actor is really talented, Joe Keery. He was good in Free Guy. And another movie that came out last year, Spree. Did you ever see that one?
I did not. I did
RLJ
not.
title. It's a really good one that I recommend. It's like it kind of feels like American Psycho, but he's on the internet. He's like live streaming and he's trying to gain like followers and notoriety. And
Yeah.
he basically turns into a serial killer to try to do that. He's like
Right.
live streaming all his kills, so it's a pretty cool movie.
Hmm.
Let's see. Hey, mid-level media and pops movie Dungeon says Kubrick lover. What's up, Kubrick lover? Thank you for being here, man.
How's it going?
Tony movie Chappie D9 Neil Blomkamp #1 fan says, "What is a remake that you think is better than the original?" I've got one that sticks out, and it's Evil Dead 2013. I think I know some people might get upset about that. The Evil Dead impurists that love Ash, but Evil Dead 2013 I think is better than all the other Evil Dead movies. That's just my opinion.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. That's a good pick. That's actually the first thing that popped in my head. This is another one that is not a very popular opinion, but I've rewatched it recently. And don't get me wrong, I am probably one of the biggest Friday the 13th fans you're going to find. But
Yeah.
the Friday the 13th remake was done very well. I was very happy with it. I'm not going to say it's better than the original because I have such a nostalgia for it. But as far as remakes go, it's up there.
That's one that I haven't got around to rewatching since I bought the box set, and I haven't seen it since the theaters. I don't remember enjoying it as much when I watched it in theaters, but I've heard so many good things
I,
about it over the years. I feel like the love for it's grown that I do want to return to it and see what I think of it.
the first time it's one of those movies. The first time I watched it, and the third time I watched it, I became a bigger fan. I mean, it's like it's kind of growing on me.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. Let's see, where am I at? Did I lose my place? Kubrick Lovers 1972 says, "Hey Trini." Kubrick Lover 1972 says, "I bought Six String Samurai. I love the packaging too. It sounds cool with Mad Max, with a Mad Max Japanese samurai and rock music hybrid or whatever." That's awesome. That sounds awesome.
the trailer was very unique. I need to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Everybody saying hey to each other. Bruce Leroy says, "Favorite quote from a movie."
That's one of them.
I'll go off the same movie and say, "Smile, you son of a bitch." It's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Nice fucking model from Beetlejuice. I love that quote. Yeah, off the top of my head. Culture Trinity says, "Any love for westerns or martial arts? What's your favorites?" Those are like the two genres that have evaded me over the years, and I am the least informed on. So hopefully you can help me out here and
Probably
provide some insight.
My two most favorite westerns are going to be probably Unforgiven and Tombstone. and of course the spaghetti westerns with Clint back in the day. As far as martial arts go, I'm a big fan of all the Bruce Lee movies. And I just got, from Shouts to Late, I got the Sonny Chiba set. And I think he just passed away, didn't he? But anyway, the Sonny Chiba set, I haven't watched those yet, but I'm going to dig into those. But anything with Bruce Lee back in the day, I'm a huge fan. So
yeah, awesome stuff, man. Yeah, I need to watch more westerns and martial arts. I know that, and all I can say is I'm going to work on it.
Back in the 80s, Lone Wolf McQuade and all the Chuck Norris movies from the 80s. I mean, I'm a huge fan of those.
I have a Chuck Norris movie that I've been wanting to watch since I bought it, because a lot of people say it's like a horror movie, like a slasher movie, and it's called Silent Rage. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's great.
I bought the VHS slipcover from Walmart, and I have not watched it yet, but a lot of people say it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
I need to watch that. I need to watch it soon. Mid-level media, I think you're thinking of Once Upon a Time in America with Robert De Niro. The West is with Peter Fonda, Charles Bronson, Claudio Cardell. Yeah, I think you're right. I was thinking of Once Upon a Time in America for sure. So thank you for correcting me, Kubrick lover. Let's see. The rating system in the 80s was all over the place. Jaws is PG and the shark eats a freaking little kid. He does.
That's a good point.
It's because it wasn't bad enough to be rated R, and PG-13 didn't exist. So you'll have a lot of those PG movies from the 80s that feel like they're PG-13.
And I think it was Temple of Doom that came out, and it got such a, there was so much, violence in that movie that I think that's what kind of spawned the PG-13 rating. And do you remember what the first PG-13 movie ever was?
I don't.
Red Dawn. Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze.
Really? I rewatched it. That didn't feel like it was that.
I remember.
Well, I guess that would be a good one for PG-13. Yeah.
I don't know why I remember this random thing, but I remember watching the TV commercial of Red Dawn and seeing the PG-13 and thinking, "What the heck is PG-13?
The hell is PG-13?"
But that was the first movie that was PG-13. And from what I read about the history of it is, Temple of Doom. There was so much violence in that movie, and so many kids wouldn't see that they kind of spawned the rating system to PG-13.
Temple of Doom is a rare breed, man. It's a different indie movie. I
was so disappointed. I got that 4K box set. Me and the wife, we watched all three of them, and the actress in that, which I think was Steven Spielberg's wife at the time, she's such a bad actress. Yeah, she's such a bad actress. Man, yeah. She's so over the top, man. She overacts too much.
Good thing you didn't watch. I don't know if you watched my review or not, but good thing if you didn't, because I raved about Willie in the review and how much I love Temple of Doom. It was my favorite.
I didn't dig her too much the last time I seen it. I grew up loving that movie, and I still love the movie, but there's certain scenes.
I don't know. For me, I felt like her and Harrison Ford. I forget the actress's name. I felt like they had better chemistry than him and Karen Allen. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't love her in the first one, but I know a lot of people would. But yeah, Temple of Doom is my favorite. That movie is so weird and it's almost like a horror movie in some parts too. When he gets possessed and stuff, it's very strange.
I still love the movie.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in the West and in America, both Sergio Leone, both amazing. They were. They were both Sergio Leone, weren't they? I am French. Why do you think I have this outrageous accent? The cut arms and leg is holy grail. Let's see. Roy Yapana says, I just subscribed to your channel. Loving it already. It's all about movies. Yeah, we're all about movies right here. Here and on Pop's channel as well. Your father was a hamsters and your mother smelt of elderberries. Monty Python quote.
That's the other scene that I remember. And I fart in your general direction.
Jason Hill said Stir of Echoes. There you go. Thank you for helping us there. Rank the movie Joker's best to worst. That's a good question. It's a good question because it's always up for debate. And I'm interested to hear yours. And do you include Cesar Romero or Mark Hamill? Will you include both of those? Are we doing all five?
I really don't watch the animated stuff, so it's going to be hard to include Mark Hamill.
The only reason I would include Mark Hamill is because he was actually in a theatrically released Batman movie, and that was The Mask of the Phantasm, which came out in '93. But we don't have to include him. We can just do live action.
I'm going to say Heath Ledger just because I can't not say Heath Ledger. I mean, he's I think the best performance of Joker, in my opinion, ever. But right behind him, very closely, is going to be Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I love what he did with that character. And I mean, Jack Nicholson. I mean, that's such a hard question because they're all just fantastic in that role.
They're all fantastic in their own way, and they're all so different.
I mean,
They all
back
bring
when Jack
something so
Nicholson
different.
was doing it when it first came out, there was like it can't get any better than this. And then Heath Ledger did what he did with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, how's Heath Ledger going to top that? Like, that's my childhood right there.
Yeah. So I'd still have to say Heath Ledger's still my favorite.
Then Cesar Romero's dead last for you.
Yeah, I mean probably. I mean, just for my love of the movie, which movies I love the most.
I'll go number
and
4
shows.
number 4 would be Cesar Romero. I've watched Batman the movie maybe twice in my life, so it's never one that's really stuck with me. Number 3 though, I think I'll have to go Joaquin Phoenix. As much as I love him and that performance, to me, like, I know it's a Joker movie, but it's a great performance and it's a great movie, but he doesn't like fully feel like the character of the Joker to me.
Right.
So that's why I'll put him at 3, and then 2 is probably Jack Nicholson, because it's my whole childhood. It's the reason I love Batman. It's probably the reason why I love movies and superheroes in general. It's like one of my earliest memories with film. Yeah. And then Heath Ledger is just another level. You can't compete with him. He's the best part about that whole trilogy, about all those movies. He's probably easily the best villain performance of the entire 21st century.
Absolutely, I would agree with that.
And he's just freaking great. Every time, just thinking about his performance gives me chills. So I love him in that movie. Monty Python reference. Let's see. Kubrick Lover says, Trini, did you see the Bruce Lee film Game of Death? It doesn't have Bruce Lee in the whole film. I liked it. Which Final Destination is where the glass sheet falls on the kid after the dentist and destroys him? Do you remember that?
See, it was either 2 or 3. I want to say that was 2, I believe. That was 2. That was 2 because that kid and his mom was on the highway. They had to have been 2.
Yeah, I don't remember that actually. Fever Life is here. What's up, Fever Life? Stranger Things is fire. It is. Sandro Fabir Brumidis, and I know I butchered that. Do you buy out-of-print movies, and what's the most you spent on a single movie? Do you want to answer that? Is your wife still watching on the big screen out there?
She's probably still watching. I'm sure her ears are perked up right now.
I'm gonna
plead the 5th on that one, I think.
All right, that's fine. I understand. I'm trying to think what's the most. I don't spend a whole lot.
I would say probably about 120 probably, and that was on a movie that was well over $200. I mean, I always try to find deals.
The most I've ever spent on a set was probably the Friday the 13th set.
Oh, now as far as a set goes, that Clint Eastwood set was $300. But
I'd say so. It looks like it's well worth $300.
Just a single out of print movie. When I was trying to get some of the out of print stuff, the 120 was probably that was for the
that doesn't sound too bad though. That doesn't sound too bad.
That was no, it was such a crazy time getting all those. I'm trying to think of which one that was. Because the Dodge was the most valuable that I got. I think what did I say, $80 for that?
Yeah.
I don't remember which one that was, but
I think maybe. I mean, I just spent a lot for the freaking Cat O' Tails and which I think those are like $43 or something. Suspiria, I spent like $40 for in 4K. So there's ones I've spent $40. That's pretty much as high as it goes. Is those big like Arrow box sets. You've seen Prometheus? I have seen Prometheus. I have not in a very long time though. I need to revisit that one because I don't even really remember what my true thoughts on the movie are. One of Burns said Dawn of the Dead remake is better than the original. I would have to agree. But the Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, Dawn of the Dead is my favorite zombie movie. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. I love it.
Yeah, I hate to say that because the old one's such a classic, but that remake, that's probably what I should have said earlier. That's a great remake.
I don't want to say I'm not the biggest zombie fan because there's zombie movies I like, but like to me, they're not scary because they're just like walking and you can easily run from them. I know that they take over, but it's just not scary. They just don't feel scary when I watch them. And Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead was the first time I felt like actually scared to watch a zombie movie.
Have you seen 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later?
Yeah, I've seen 28 Days Later. I watched it when I was a teenager, and I turned it off in like 25 minutes. I was like, I just don't get this movie. I don't get what all the hype's about.
The running zombies are a lot scarier. When
Yeah,
you got
they
to run
run
fast
and,
running
and
zombies.
stuff. But I rewatched that one a couple of years ago. It's good. It's just I don't. It's not really one of my favorites. I don't
I
know.
got you.
But yeah, I do love the Dawn of the Dead. Where is our Crow 4K release at? I know we need it.
Yeah,
We
we
need
do.
it now. Sonny Chiba did pass away recently. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Kubrick. Temple of Doom, wasn't that the first PG-13? No, apparently not.
No,
Apparently
it
got
was
Red Dawn.
it was Red Dawn.
It was the reason why there's PG-13. Ken, Silent Rage is as much horror as martial arts. You should enjoy it. Yeah, I'm really thinking I need to watch that one pretty soon. Foxtail Cinematics is in the house. What's up, Foxtail? With a bunch of little foxes right there.
How's it going,
Thank you
Foxtail?
for joining. Kate Capshaw is Spielberg's second wife, and I think they are still married. Really? That's interesting. Favorite Justin Timberlake movie? That's actually a good question. It's actually a good question, though.
I'm probably gonna say Trouble with the Curve. With hate to go back to Clint Eastwood again, but he was good in that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
It's a baseball movie.
I just watched Alpha Dog recently. He's good in that, but I Social Network he's really great in. I'll probably have to go Palmer because that's like one of my favorite movies of this year so far.
Yeah.
So I'll go Palmer. Jason Hill says, speaking of Patrick Swayze, do you guys remember Steel Dawn, the post-apocalyptic movie with Swayze? That movie needs a Blu-ray. I do not remember that. Do you remember that?
I think that I know the movie. I hadn't seen it forever, but I think I seen online that's fixing to get a new release. I don't know if it's 4K or not, but it's one of the companies is fixing to release that. I think.
Yeah, that would be cool because I've
It might have
never
been
heard of that
Inset
title.
put it out there, but I don't think it's 4K. I think it's just Blu-ray, but a new transfer.
But guys, we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon here in about 10 to 15 minutes. I appreciate everybody being here. We still got 61 people in the chat, so
wow.
I appreciate everybody that joined us all night talking movies, physical media. So go ahead and get your last minute questions and comments and stuff in, and we'll try to get through these last few. So Tony Movie Chappie, D9 Neil Blanca, number one fan asks, what is a movie that you feel deserves a sequel? I would love to see. My mind always goes to horror, but I would love to see a sequel to Cabin in the Woods, and Your Next be two that I really want sequels for. And I want Adam Wingard to direct Your Next too. Also, don't hand it over to anybody else. I know he's making big budget movies now.
I think it would be neat to see a sequel to The Burning. You ever seen The Burning? It's like
they could get Harvey Weinstein back maybe to do it. Did you know he produced the first one?
I didn't know that.
He wrote it with his brother, I think, and they produced it. That was one of their first movies they ever did.
Yeah.
When I watched that movie recently, when I was looking at the creative force behind it, I saw that and I was like, really? Is that the same Harvey Weinstein? And yeah, it was. It was. Let's see. Heath Ledger, then Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm with him on that.
Definitely. Kubrick Lover 1972 says, yes, I've seen it. Rank the movie Batman's best to worst. Another great question. Question. There's a lot more of those too.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got Keaton, you got Kilmer, you got Clooney, you got Bale, you got Affleck. That's as far as we have to go because we don't have to. Robert Pattinson hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
And then you got West, so you can do 6.
All right. I'm probably gonna say Bale, and then Keaton, and then Affleck, and then, I'm gonna put Kilmer ahead of Clooney just because I just watched this show, but those are interchangeable to me.
Harvey, I'm Batman. I love Kilmer in that movie.
That's a good impersonation.
Harvey. What about West? You put him last?
Adam West? Oh man, I can't put him last. No, I forgot about him. No,
put him number 5, and put Clooney last.
Yeah, he's iconic, man. I remember coming home from school and watching those on TV after school every day.
Yeah,
the old cheesy TV show was great.
Yeah, I gotta go Clooney number 6, then I'll go West number 5, then I'll go Kilmer number 4. I'll go Affleck number 3, and I'll switch it up for the last 2. I gotta go Bale number 2, and then actually, I think Bale will be number 3 for me, and I think Affleck would be 2, and then Keaton. I can never go against Keaton. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. Like I said, that's the whole reason why I probably love movies is Michael Keaton and Batman and Beetlejuice. So love him in those 2 movies, and I can't wait for him to come back in The Flash. Hopefully. Coco Dutch says, "Hey guys, what's up, Coco? How are you doing tonight?" Adam Wilson Media Movie Guy says, "I love Jeepers. Why? Jeepers? Why? What's Jeepers? Why?" Also, poor Leto. Nobody likes his Joker. Oh, we forgot about Leto.
And that's kind of the thing. It's kind of forgettable.
We forgot all about Leto.
There's things about his character that was okay to me. I mean, come on. Funny. He tried.
That's funny. We forgot all about poor Leto.
I feel bad about that
now. Yeah. I love Jeepers Creepers. Okay, there you go. Do you like Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah, I hate to say that because of the story behind the director and everything, but yeah, the first Jeepers Creepers, it was I knew nothing about it when I think I rented it back in the day for the first time I watched it, and it's like, this is a great ass movie, and actually the first 2 were great movies.
Now, sometimes you got to separate the art from the artist. Roman Polanski's a dirtbag, but he's made some great films. Rosemary's Baby is in my top 5 horror movies of all time.
And those Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 on Scream Factory are great releases. So
I never got those. I have them both on DVD still. When they came out, I bought them. I think back in like 2004. Right. I had high hopes for those movies. I thought they were going to revitalize the slasher monster genre, and they kind of just fizzled out. And then they did a sequel like a couple of years ago that everybody said sucked ass, and I never watched it.
I never did watch it. I didn't want to ruin I never watched it.
Yeah.
I heard nothing but bad things.
Want to burn Zack Snyder's Dawn. It's very good, but I love Romero's and really love it. Yeah, I need to watch that 4K release. Train to Busan is a really good zombie film.
Oh, absolutely.
I still, for whatever reason, have not finished that movie.
Yeah.
I started watching it, got an hour into it, and I got tired, and I went to bed. And I just never returned to it. And I don't know why, because it was good. I just don't know why I need to watch it. I got it on DVD, I think.
What was the sequel to that? I guess, kind of like a sequel.
Peninsula.
Came out recently. Yeah, Peninsula. That was okay. It wasn't as good as that by no means, but I still enjoyed it. But,
yeah, I heard some people talking crap about that one. That wasn't that good.
I mean, compared to Train to Busan, no, but it had its moments.
Yeah,
Train to Busan's fantastic.
Born to be Rad's in the house. Welcome, man.
Got
done streaming, popping in to say what's up. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Awesome. Yeah, I just discovered his channel last week. I was talking to you because I know you were in the stream with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has a really cool channel, so definitely go subscribe to him.
Yeah, it's funny about Born to be Rad. He does stuff with Death Pit. You ever watch any Death Pit stuff?
I'm subscribed to Death Pit. I don't watch him often, but I am subscribed.
My son told me that I could be the creepy Kentuckian's dad. Yeah. Still look alike.
So yeah, they are based in Kentucky, aren't they? They're based in I've been surprised by how many people on here that I've met that's in the same state as me. So it's pretty cool.
Deadpit.com.
They're like
they're great. They're great.
The OGs of horror channels, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they've been around since like 2005 or 6, man. They're great. They're great.
Yeah. Secular Monk says favorite Timberlake movie In Time. Andrew Nicole is an underrated director. I haven't seen In Time.
In Time, I couldn't think of the name of that. That's the one that they got their lifespan on their arm, and they can go buy credits or whatever, or get credits. I couldn't think of the name of that, but I thought of that.
I have not seen that. Another one that I have in my collection is called Runner Runner with Ben Affleck and Justin Timberlake. I think I got it at Dollar General.
Movie. I've never seen it.
Never seen it, but I've had it in my collection for like 3 or 4 years. Hi, Coco Dutch. Nice Guys deserves a sequel. You're absolutely right. That would be a great. Did you see that movie, The Nice Guys?
I did.
Shane Black movie. He needs to make more movies like that and stay away from Predator. Let's see. Physical Media Man's in the house. What's up, Physical Media Man? Says good stuff. I have no questions. Well, thank you for dropping by, man. I appreciate it. Go subscribe to Physical Media Man. It's a great channel himself. Wow, thanks for the heads up, Pop. Gonna try to find where the Steel Dawn release is coming from.
I just seen that today or yesterday. Somebody announced that.
I loved a sequel to Ready or Not. Loved that movie. That was a really enjoyable horror film.
That ending was great for that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, that ending was just nuts. I watched that. I saw it in theaters when it first came out, and then I watched it recently again with my wife because she never saw it. And I kept telling her, I was like, just wait for this ending. She kept trying to guess it the whole time. and she never guessed what actually happened. It's a great ending. Harvey Weinstein,
Ugh.
yikes! I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But he's got his hands in so many movies that are great. So what are you gonna do? Latula Moore says Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead is not better than the original. Also, 28 Days Later is a superior movie to Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. I know a lot of people would say that. A lot of people would say that.
I can't argue that because I love both of those movies. Now, don't get me wrong, the Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead is a great remake, and I do love it. And I'm going to say that it improved on a lot over the original movie. But the original Dawn of the Dead it's a classic horror zombie movie. I mean, as being a zombie movie lover, and I love zombie movies, I have to agree with what he's saying there to a certain extent. It's just I think they did a fantastic job with that remake, and I almost feel like I feel bad saying that I like it better than the original, but I could sit down right now and watch the remake and just love it. I mean, it's just a great remake to me.
Yeah. Another great remake that's always comes up as kind of being controversial and people say they like it better than the original is Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003. I love that one, and for a long time I said I liked it better than the original until I actually went back and rewatched the original a couple times, and I appreciate the original a lot more than I did like in my 20s. Right. More now, so I'd probably say the original is a better movie than the remake. But I just love what's the Full Metal Jacket guy in Texas Chainsaw remake? He's so good. Arlie Ermey, I think's his name.
Arlie Ermey, yeah. He was the best part of the remake to me. He was
so good in that. I love him in that movie. And the first one doesn't have anything like that. It has that real annoying guy in the wheelchair. It's bad. The acting's not great. My copy of Romero's Dawn of the Dead DVD box set is signed by George Romero.
That's very nice.
Awesome stuff, man. Ton of Movie Chappie says, speaking of Jeepers Creepers, how do you guys feel about Jeepers Creepers reboot that apparently is coming out this year or next year? If they can improve upon it, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm always game.
I'm all for it. I was just streaming with them. We were discussing the Severin stuff going on. Awesome. Yeah, I know that Severin just did a big announcement with some big-ass box set or something.
The Severin sale, which I think now was like 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, I still have not gotten my collection from them yet, or my releases from that sale. And
I have a Severin package right here.
I got a notification. It's coming in tomorrow. So what I ordered from that Severin sale like 2 months ago is finally coming in tomorrow. So they had some problem with one of their releases, I think. But this is the first time I've ever bought from Severin, so it's not my greatest experience so far with them.
It's not a very good experience so far.
So I should have a big unboxing video coming up maybe this weekend.
Yeah, that's my first Severin title that I just got right there, and it's not a horror movie. I love Evil Bong movie. I don't think I've seen Evil Bong. Rev 4K's in the chat. What's up, Rev 4K? Says The Predator wasn't that bad. It was okay. I mean, I tolerated it, but it wasn't a movie that Shane Black needed to make. Like, he didn't really do anything to put his stamp on it. It just felt like a regular studio Predator movie. So, like, he could have been making anything else that was awesome, like The Nice Guys, but he made that movie.
That movie should have been a lot better than it was.
Yeah, if he was involved. I think the studio was involved too much. Evil Dead Remake is one of my favorite horror remakes ever. I wish we got a sequel to that. I could not agree more. We actually discussed that earlier. I think that's better than the original Evil Dead, and I love the original Evil Dead movies, both 1 and 2.
That movie is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's a different movie. That's how you should do a remake. If you're gonna do a remake, make it different. Make it feel different. You can still keep like the same premise or whatever, but it doesn't need to be beat for beat the same movie as the original. I think another one that did that really well. I don't know if you've seen the Suspiria remake.
I have not.
With Dakota Johnson. That's a drastically different film than Dario Argento's movie. In every way, it's just the premise that's the same. It's like an hour longer than the original too. It's like 2.5 hours. It's a great movie though. And they're both just very.
I've seen the original. Different. I've never seen the remake, and I just watched the original last year. That was my first Argento movie.
Yeah, I just got an Argento, I think, in 2017 or 2018. It was around that time. Let's see. Fairly new to collecting, says Mike Clayton's. One of my good buddies is selling awesome things, and said he would sell me the Freddy, Halloween, Chucky, and Jason complete collections on Blu-ray for $150. Is that a good deal? So you're talking about Freddy, Halloween, Chucky, Jason, 150. I'm trying to think.
That's a
It
lot of
sounds
movies.
like a good deal. The Halloween's 12 movies, Freddy's 8, Chucky's 7, unless you're counting the remake in there. Yeah, I mean, that's at least 40 movies you got there.
And if any of those collections are some of the, better collections, that's definitely a good deal.
Yeah, it really comes down to, like, is he offering the Halloween Scream Factory collection? Because that's
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely jump on
that's
that.
worth that
That's
much by
worth it alone.
itself.
I don't know of any other Halloween collector sets. Do you? Besides that one, is there? I think they did
Halloween.
one.
Halloween had a smaller version of the.
Yeah.
But I mean, Scream Factory did. So yeah, not that I'm aware of. For Halloween.
Yeah, I bought all my Halloween movies individually on Blu-ray, and then the ones I don't have on Blu-ray, I still have on DVD. So I haven't really upgraded some of them.
And I got that Freddy Blu-ray set that came out however many years ago. That crappy Blu-ray set they got. That's the only.
I've heard so many bad things about it. I'm still holding on to my DVDs, and I will hold on to them.
And
yeah,
they got to do something with that. Maybe
I'll hold on to my DVD set that I finally reorganized for everybody. I know they were giving me shit about it.
I've seen that. That's a good looking set.
And I'll keep that until they come out with a better one from Scream Factory. The scariest part is Quentin Tarantino wouldn't be where he is without Harvey Weinstein. Probably not. But I mean, you could say that about a lot of people. There's so many people you could say that about. But yeah, favorite Kevin Smith sequel.
I'll probably have to do Clerks 2.
Yeah, Clerks 2 for me. Really, he only has 2, right? He has that and the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which I guess you could say is a sequel to Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, but the Clerks 2, I mean, Clerks 1 is the classic, but Clerks 2 is very rewatchable, very funny.
Rev 4K says, everyone talks about the Evil Dead remake and I still haven't seen it. Well, go watch that thing, Rev 4K.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's gory as hell.
Tell everybody on Instagram how mediocre you thought it was, because Rev 4K, I don't know if you know, he hates everything. Culture Trinity says, Severn will never get $1 from me, ripped me off, and never made things right. That sucks.
That makes me feel even worse about him.
That sucks for sure. You better hope you get that package in, man. Tony Movie Chavez says, a remake that I personally feel is better than the original. Hot take is the Total Recall remake for me, from someone that wasn't really a fan of the original. Yeah, I could never take the remake of Total Recall over the original.
No. That's
especially after just watching it a few months ago. That movie is freaking great. I don't remember how good that movie was. And yeah, as a 12-year-old watching Total Recall for the first time, there's a very important scene in that movie that shaped my young adult life. And I don't know if anybody can guess that. What should get a 4K first, The Rock or Face Off?
That's a good question.
That's it. And that's the question we're going to end on, actually. So
I'm going to say The Rock, just because I think the visuals of Alcatraz will look better. But I mean, Face Off's got a lot of good action scenes too. I think The Rock just by a little bit.
I would personally want to see The Rock on 4K before Face Off. Face Off's good. I don't know. I didn't love it when I watched it a couple of years ago. It's very goofy. It's a lot goofier than I remembered it being.
But I mean,
like that scene in the beginning with Nicolas Cage in the choir or whatever. I'm like, what is this movie? Like I did not remember all this shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was more straightforward than that. But yeah, it's a goofy movie. Yeah, if we're going, John Woo did Face Off, right? If we're going the John Woo, John Travolta combos, I much prefer Broken Arrow with him and Christian Slater. I love that movie. But yeah, The Rock would be great in 4K. Do you guys know that Highlander is getting rebooted by Chad Stahelski, John Wick creator or director, I think? What do you think? Should be cool. I still never seen the original though.
I have seen the original a long, long time ago. I don't remember much about it, but I think it's getting a 4K release here soon. The original Highlander.
Yep, should be. I think Studio Canal is doing that.
Yeah.
I think Studio Canal is doing it. But with that, Pops, we're done, man. So how was that? Did you like the show?
Well, Ken, I appreciate it, man. That was great. That was great, man. That was a lot of fun.
Your nerves gone away? You feeling better?
No.
Oh.
They've gone away some.
They subsided a little bit.
But that was a blast, man. I would love to do it again. If you ever need somebody on here again, I'm there.
Awesome, man.
So,
Yeah, we can get you up here for some panels or something, and you're definitely welcome back anytime, man. You got a great collection, great setup going on over there.
I
Great
appreciate it,
channel.
Ken.
Before we get out of here, let's see where you're at as far as your subscriber count, guys. If you haven't subscribed to Pops Movie Dungeon, please do so right now. His links are in the description. But you are at 220, sir. You are
Wow.
at 220 right now. So
That's crazy, man. I appreciate
awesome
it, Ken.
stuff. So
Everybody,
I know
thank y'all
that
for the support.
in addition to everybody watching live right now, there's always a lot of people that watch this show on the replay. So definitely, guys, if you're watching on the replay, subscribe to Pops Movie Dungeon. Some great boutique content on your channel already, and I know you probably got a lot planned coming soon as well. So with that, I'm gonna give you the floor one more time just to promote yourself, let everybody know what great content you got coming up soon, and all the stuff you got going on over there at the Pops Movie Dungeon. So the floor is yours again.
Thanks, Ken. Well, guys, I mean, thanks to everybody that subscribed tonight and subscribed in the past. I appreciate all the support. I got a lot of things planned here. As you guys know, I'm big into all the boutique titles, and I got a lot of collection videos, top 10s. I got some pretty big unboxings planned for the next couple months. I'm fixing to try my hand in some shopping videos, some going out hunting videos. I'm going to do that here in the next few weeks, whatever. So we'll see how that turns out. But guys, thank y'all so much for all the support, and I'm going to keep this thing rolling.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. We still got 42 people in here. At one point we had 85 people. So a very awesome show here tonight. Everybody that turned out to watch us just go on and on about movies and physical media. Definitely a great discussion tonight. So I enjoyed it. I had a good time. So with that, we're going to get out of here, guys. Subscribe to all the links down below for Pops Movies Dungeons. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please, if y'all haven't yet, if you can do one thing for me tonight, please like this video. It definitely helps out the video and helps boost it up those YouTube algorithms so more people can, so more eyes can get on the show and, make it more successful. I would definitely appreciate it. But we are getting out of here, guys, and I appreciate everybody being here. So see you guys later.
Bye.